Okay. Hello, hello. All the 0 people in the chat. Yeah, it's a very early hour. I never stream at this time. And I gave, like, what, 5 minutes of a heads up. So, of course, it's all understandable. But I gave myself some weird mental task of being the archiver, whatever, of archiving Alchemy Stars events, and I, for whatever reason, took that responsibility onto myself. So here we are, doing just that, playing Alchemy Stars. There we go. New event, confess before the Gavel strikes. As you can see, there's like 3 hours of this event left. Not much, but what can you do? You can do plenty, actually, but I didn't do anything of that. So let's start. ST1, Waning Moon. The Hall of Justice, Lamopolis Gardens. Your Honor, that is not the case. I swear to the God of Light, I have not lied to her in matters of the heart. Order in court. The defendant will refrain from interrupting the plaintiff. Please continue, Judge Lane. Miss, you just stated that the plaintiff failed to carry out his duties as your fiancé during the period of your engagement. Is that correct? It is. You may make a final statement before the court commences its deliberations. Last month's Mooncrown Day was the 7-month anniversary of our engagement, but that good-for-nothing didn't even care. Oh, please, you can't expect me to celebrate our engagement every month. I might not have objected, but you managed to buy different presents for several other people. Wait a minute, I already explained those were for business connections of my family. Hold on, don't start arguing now. Tina, you're a judge now, act like one. Oh, yes, that's right, I am. Okay, watch this. Order, order. What I wanna know is why I'm sitting here listening to a lover's tiff. Actually, yeah. Getting impatient, Angius. You're starting to look bored. Well, me? Not at all. Okay, you're right as usual, Caroline. To be honest, I feel exactly the same. But unlike you, I can't let it show. After all, I know, to some degree it would reflect poorly on the city lord over there. So far, he hasn't said a thing. Sorry, I initially meant for you to come to Lamopolis Gardens to give a report on your adventures in Longzhou. But it looks like the city lord isn't going to be able to spare the time. That's no problem. It's not as if I have anything urgent to do. And to be honest, I don't really want to back into one of the solemn conference rooms. I don't really want to be back in one of the solemn conference rooms, probably. Sorry, what? Nothing. Now I think about it, I haven't been here since that incident. Yrden was sitting where she is now, reading out the Hall of Justice's verdict on Caroline. And Caroline? Well, she's changed a lot since then. Angius, are you daydreaming? Well, I was just thinking about the effect Mooncrown Day has on Lamopolis. Yes, this kind of thing is common at this time of year. As young men and women enjoy the Mooncrown atmosphere, some start new romances and sometimes cracks form in existing relationships. Then there are the decadent nobles who have a tendency to try and think of ways to make the entertainment last as long as possible. As a result, the Hall of Justice ends up with a pile of relationship disputes to handle. The City Lord sits in to listen more often than usual, to prevent possible unprecedented situations from occurring or going out of control. Anyway, I enjoy sitting here in the audience more than sitting in the defendant's chair. Caroline... Order? All in all, it was mean and unforgivable. I therefore request the court to terminate our engagement. Dear plaintiff, I certainly understand where you're coming from. As I understand it, This was a long-standing arrangement between your families, and you and the defendant were childhood sweethearts. Which makes sense. It's hard to imagine a man such as the defendant winning the heart of a fair lady such as yourself without such advantages. You're right, we did grow up together, which is why I know him better than anyone. How enviable. Why, I'm almost jealous of the defendant. What? This judge is a bit creepy. Judge Schwab? Interesting tidbit. Schwab is a derogatory term for a person from Germany in Polish. So it's interesting to see this word here. It's almost like a person randomly being named a slur. Judge Schwab, please maintain your professionalism. After all, even I and the Chief Judge have no knowledge of the defendant's character. All we can ascertain is that you must have come to your decision after a great deal of consideration, based on the number of years we have known him. She fell for it. Defendant, do you have anything to say before Chief Judge Iridon delivers the verdict? My darling, you have always been the only one for me. How could you say such things here? Very well. And the next? Wait! I'm sorry, but I have reconsidered. I wish to withdraw my case. What? Just like that? I'm truly sorry. I failed to consider my actions fully. We should have resolved our misunderstandings ourselves. No, it's my fault for not being more loving. It's me who has wronged you. Request denied. The court processes must be respected. There are formalities to be followed, both when bringing a case and when withdrawing one. But there's an easier way to handle it. I find the defendant not guilty. Dearest, sweetness, come, let's go for afternoon tea. Case closed. Court is adjourned. Lord Schwab, please wait. Congratulations on successful hearing, Lord Schwab. Please take these flowers. And I have some white chocolate for you here. One at a time, my pretties. Form an orderly queue. He has a lion tail, doesn't he? Lumopolis Gardens, Office of the Chief Judge. The point of having rules is to allow us to quickly see where chaos still reigns. For how long have these ridiculous relationship cases been showing up in court? City Lord, sir, only in this past month. I see. To be young again. But the whole of justice is a sacred, serious place. You wish to stop hearing these cases, my lord? No, it's not time for that yet. That would just result in the citizens directing their anger at the whole of justice. What would you have us do, then? Establish a temporary subordinate court to handle these romantic disputes. It'll still be a part of Lumopolis Gardens, but separate from the whole of justice. As for staffing, send over some of the younger folk. It'll be good experience for them. A temporary court will require a temporary chief judge. May I ask if you have anyone in mind? I did happen to notice one particularly young candidate earlier. It's gonna be either Caroline or us. The Hall of Justice, Lumopolis Gardens. It looks like Iridon and the City Lord are discussing important business. I guess today's meeting isn't happening. If I remember correctly, the next free slot in his schedule is... Oh, sorry, Angus. You're going to be waiting for days. You'll get used to it. He always breaks his appointments and ignores other people's opinions. Don't talk like that. And we've got some free time now, right? Even just watching these judges tidy up their papers is a great way to pass the time. Indictment, evidence, arguments. Okay, that's everything. I'm almost finished here. Tina, how are you doing? What? Oh, sorry, Lane. That hearing went on for 3 hours. I'm all... Oh, it's like that, huh? What a busy day you've had. Here, my dear Tina, have a cup of comfort drink to make you feel better. Thank you, Lane. Yeah? Hot chocolate? I hate sweet drinks. Haha, awake now, are you? I don't care if you've got narcolepsy. Work first, sleep later. And now that I think about it, I feel like you've been sleepier than usual the last couple of days. I don't think so. I make a point of being awake for 4 hours every day. Even today, And you started yawning before we finished work yesterday. Didn't you sleep well? I can't imagine you suffering from insomnia. What? That's ridiculous, as if... Okay, that's everything tidied away. I'm going home. See you tomorrow, everyone. Yeah, I'll be going soon. Goodbye, Lady Carleen and male companion. See ya. Is that what I've been reduced to? Male companion? Wow, long time no see, Lady Carleen's male companion. I know that voice. It's Matthew! Matthew and Louis! I didn't expect to see you two. Matthew, I see you are as idle as and cheeky as ever. Don't be angry, princess. I'm not here to idle. Something interesting is afoot. Do you want in? Something interesting? Yes, I just got word myself. The commoners won't be hearing about it until tomorrow. Go on. It's like this. The court has a very unusual case to hear. Now, it hasn't been assigned yet, but it's as good as mine. What he means is he begged and begged the chief judge desperately until he got it. Hey, stop interrupting. Anyway, it's connected to Moncrown Day. Lumopolis Gardens Residential District. La 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 la. First thing to do when coming home, check for any letters or packages. Oh, still nothing. I still have the leaves and nuts he sent me last month. It's time I sent something in return, but he still hasn't given me his new address. And now that I think about it, it's been almost a month since I heard from him. It's quite worrying. When will I be able to send the cookies I made for him? Maybe I should be a bit more proactive? Okay, what I want to know is how will Eclipsites factor into it? A case about the capital... Oh. Yeah, I forgot that those descriptions are kind of spoiling the fun. Some great music this event. The next day. So that's the way things are. The City Lord has decided to set up a temporary court within Lumopolis Gardens. I've decided to call it the Romance Division. I understand, and I'll continue to do my very best there. But if I may ask, who will serve as the Chief Judge? Will he also take on that burden? No, we have guidance from City Lord on that matter. He has suggested Judge Schwab. A decision I don't entirely understand, though he did seem to make an impression on the City Lord yesterday. And perhaps his style is particularly suited for dealing with love affairs. Very well. Schwab did have his own unique way of resolving that mess yesterday. I was impressed. He certainly knows how to use his charms. You mustn't be disappointed, Lane. You've all just become official judges, but the City Lord appreciates your abilities. And when you return from the Romance Division, you will be well positioned for promotion. Yes, thanks, Chief Judge. Also, I have another task for you. In fact, it could be the trickiest case that the Romance Division has to handle at the moment. You might have heard of it, the case of the headless statue. I get my first case so soon? Ah, it's a relief to hear you are so keen. I have had 5 or 6 people decline the case already. And why did they do so? Apart from the fact that it's a weird case, most of them said they were busy going on dates with their lovers. Ah, I see. Those nobles never change. The plaintiff in the case is a noble from Lumopolis Courtyard, Mr. Byron. Byron, as in the Byron, as in Byronic stuff? 4 days ago. I'm coming, stop dinging. You rang, sir? You rang the bell of justice? I did. I wish to sue someone. It's my neighbor. He damaged Galatea, the statue that stands outside the Hall of Justice. I saw it with my own eyes. Hang on. I know the statue out there symbolizes justice, but since when has it been named Galatea? And yeah, it broke a few days ago, but to be honest, we thought it was just old. Miss, please mind your language. Galatea is a she. It was I who named her. Alright. Then would you please hand me your complaint? Let me see. Mr. Byron, the crime you accuse your neighbor of is this correct? You just said he damaged the statue, but here you've written obstruction of love? That's correct, because Galatea is my lover. Oh, is Byronic thing like being in love with an inanimate object? Something from literature, isn't it? Byron. I fucking recognize it. So he fell in love with a statue and now wishes to sue the person who vandalized it. Yes, because the statue is classified as a public facility, we can't prevent someone from falling in love with it. And so, strictly speaking, this is a case for the Romance Division. I've also sent people to speak to the defendant. There are holes in Mr. Byron's story. The defendant in the case might not be the suspect. As you know, here in the Hall of Justice we investigate as much as we judge. Lane, we must figure out what's going on before the case is heard. Otherwise, we'll just end up adjourning the case until some future hearing, and the Romance Division isn't even a permanent arrangement, so that's not an option. Yes, I understand. I'll solve the case before the Romance Division closes, I assure you. I'm glad to hear that, and 2 of your colleagues will be assisting you. One's your old friend, Tina. She agreed to help this morning. I've asked her to review the paperwork, although I suspect she's catching up on her sleep now. The other, well, he's a headache, but he's technically more experienced than you. I'm sure he will give you some useful pointers. You can meet with him now, in front of that statue. Compare notes with Tina when you finish your investigations. I'll go right away. Lumopolis Gardens by the statue. I wonder who this more experienced person the Chief Judge was being so vague about is. Oh my, is the Hall of Justice just letting any commoner in the door right now? I should have guessed. I think Lane looks more like a proper judge than you do, Matthew. Good day, Captain Carleen, and my very best wishes. Please don't stand on ceremony. This is NGS. Matthew here has asked us both to lend a hand in the investigation. You're the legendary Caelestite. You're so much more approachable in person. You're very kind. I hope I can be of some help. What in the world did the rumors say about me? I should give thanks to the God of Light, commoner. With your help, with our help, your work is bound to proceed swiftly. I'll just be amazed if it doesn't go badly. What's wrong, rookie? You don't seem excited. This is one of the strangest cases in the history of the Hall of Justice. Show a little enthusiasm. Yes, an odd statue, an odd crime, an odd plaintiff, and an odd mentor. Watch it, kid. Show a little more respect. Very well. I didn't come here to bicker with you. I assume you've examined the statue. Huh? Oh, you mean the money box? Sorry, it's just without a head. It reminds me of something you might save coins in, and it makes me want to throw an item in. Oh, please. Try and take this seriously. Snap. What was that? Eclipsites, of fucking course. What in the world? How did Eclipsites get into Lumopolis Gardens? It's impossible. Lumopolis is guarded day and night. There's no way an Eclipsite could get in. Guards? I'm going to check all entry and exit records, and tell the Night Watch I want a report on all recent activity. As for the Eclipsites, and yes, I assume you four can deal with them? Of course. Go, Carleen. Okay then. Time for the Eclipsites to receive their final verdict. Of fucking course, it's gonna be the Eclipsites. Who else would it be if not the Eclipsites? Why do I sound British now? An interesting shape. Why am I seeing frame drops? I should not be dropping frames. Oh well, whatever. No, seriously, why am I dropping frames? Okay, can I like maybe clean up the memory? Okay, it freed up some RAM. I don't suppose it's going to help. Yeah, that's running very slow. Okay, it seems to be running fine at 1x the speed. Well, fine-ish. Okay, at 2x maybe it runs a little bit faster. Hard to tell, really. Ooh, that was a big explosion. Could that be the issue? Effects? Somehow it's running so slow. It never runs so slow, though. Yeah, like the sound finishes earlier than the visuals. That's no bueno. Any notifications about, I don't know, low space or something? No. Huh. It's over. Nobody got hurt, did they? I'm fine, just a bit disgusted. I just got to work, now I need a bath again. Hey, commoner, are you okay? Thanks for asking. As it happens, I'm not blessed with the same need for constant bathing you aristocrats enjoy. I feel so sorry for you. Although I suppose that means Louis is the biggest germaphobe here. You always have yourself covered up so tightly, Louis. I suspect you even find the air dirty. You guys can probably step down if the statue is broken. Oh, don't ignore me. Okay, you've seen enough. The Hall of Justice can deal with it now. Crucial evidence shouldn't be left sitting out in the open like this. According to the plaintiff, this is the victim. Wait, let me take a closer look. Even the cutscenes are working at just a few frames per second. Why? Nothing's using a ton of RAM. Nothing's using a ton of CPU. I still have plenty of free resources. Memory isn't capped. CPU isn't capped. None of my drives is capped. GPU isn't capped. Ethernet isn't capped. Temperatures are fine. Fuck's going on? What's using the most CPU? BlueStacks, I mean, yeah, that's to be expected. Most memory OBS, again, to be expected. Yeah, I've absolutely no clue what causes those performance issues. The fracture section is cleaner. It doesn't look like an old crack that finally broke open. It's more like someone deliberately broke the head off. And just, do you have any advice? There's one odd thing. Statue fragments. The surroundings are too clean. Shouldn't there be extra bits of the statue laying around? The people sent to collect the evidence probably swept those up. That makes sense. In that case, I guess the odd thing is the missing head. I think you're right. It looks like someone broke off the head of the statue so they could steal it. Hang on. Hey, hang on. Do any of you see that? Do any of you see that? It just appeared out of nowhere. Look, besides that window in the sky over Lumopolis. It's a moon. I see it. Weird things just keep happening. What in the world is going on? How intriguing. Should we take a look? Hang on, we still have work to do. Oh, you're all here? Hey, Tina. This is Angus, the Caelestite. Actually, we met last month on Mooncrown Day. Good morning, Angus. It's lovely to see you again. Hello, Tina. Although it isn't morning anymore. Tina always thinks it's morning when she wakes up. You have perfect timing, Tina. Let's share the notes on the investigation. Then, let's both say what we have at the same time. So far, I've discovered... nothing. So you haven't made any progress either? I went over the case documents the chief judge gave me over and over again. But it's also illogical and inconsistent. I can't make sense of any of it. We do have one potential theory at least. And just and I suspect that the statue's head was stolen. Right. Why would anyone do that? Who knows? Maybe Judge Jr. decided to get himself new headgear. If you're not making any progress, maybe we should call it quits for the day. Wait, actually the thing is, I wanted to ask you all for some advice on a private matter. What kind of private matter exactly? I'm not sure I want to get involved. Fine. I've run into a little problem lately and wanted a second opinion. Oh, a private matter at a time like this? Let me venture a guess. It's a romantic problem, isn't it? You are way too excited about this. Anyway, can I invite you all to come to my place? I've prepared tea and cakes. And just, I'd like you to come as well. I hear you Caelestites are very good at understanding people's emotions, so you have to help me. It would be an honor. Although I'm not sure we have that particular ability. Okay, it's like the performance across the game is deteriorated. Even the menus are lagging. Okay, let me try to restart the game. Or, you know what? Restart the emulator. Those things always happen when people are short on time. Don't they? Okay, Alchemy stores. We back. Okay. Is it gonna ask me for my credentials or something? No, just game start. Okay, that's good. Please work. Okay. Bethlehem seems to be working at 60 FPS. Okay, seems to be fine. Description. A case about the decapitated statue is placed in your charge. However, the plaintiff's claim is not damage to public property, but obstruction of love. And 2 plans. Tina's home. Okay, this is what happened. On Moon Crown Day last month, I got a present from him. It was just some ordinary things, but I could tell he really cared for me. Whoa, hold on, Tina. Are you in love? Huh? No, I don't think that's it. Well, this sounds like the kind of thing lovers do. If you think so too. Oh, never mind. Let me finish the story. It's been almost a month since Moon Crown Day, and according to tradition, I should send him a gift in return. So I made some cookies for him. I even made each cookie a different shape. So the cookies were all ready to be sent, but he hasn't replied to any more of my letters. I haven't had a chance to sneak a meeting with him, and now I don't even get any letters. I'm so worried, it's been keeping me awake. I'm only sleeping 16 hours a night. What a despicable man. Yes, he sounds worse than Matthew. I suggest you just give up on him. No, I can't do that yet. I'm sure he's got his reasons. After all, he has a rather unique appearance. People notice him wherever he goes, so perhaps he can't keep in touch as much as he would like. Uh-oh, Tina's got a bad case of being in love. Hey, and just Matthew Lowy, I got a theory. This man Tina's talking about sounds kind of familiar. True, someone who gets noticed everywhere he goes, and makes only a minimal effort to keep his admirers happy. And is cruel, shallow, self-obsessed, egotistical. Sounds like he could be your twin. Anyway, this person Tina's talking about has to be Schwab, right? Hey, what are you whispering about? Okay, Tina, we know who your crush is. What? You guessed already? I was hoping to keep it a secret. Looks like Tina has no choice but to admit it. The first time I saw him was at Salar Manor. I forgot to grab that previous screenshot. So I'm gonna grab this one at least. I'd been invited to a dance there, but I arrived a little early and I was shown into the garden to wait. But of course the Salars have an incredible garden, and I got lost in the hedge maze. Heaven knows how long I spent there. Then, suddenly I came across a little pavilion, and he was sitting in it. He was surprised to see anyone there, and we just spent so long gazing at each other under that beautiful blue sky. It was the first time I noticed how gentle and kind he could be. He seemed to be one with the trees and flowers around him. He ended up leaving before me, but I couldn't pay attention to anyone else that day. How romantic. Salar Manor? Then it has to be Schwab Salar. Gentle, kind, that guy? If you say so. Given you already know who he is, I have a favor to ask of you all. I need you to help me with Operation Aximete. What in the world is an Aximete? Well, I want to engineer as many accidental meetings with him as possible. Aximete, clever, huh? You're not going to give up, are you? Even if we don't help you? No, sorry. Very well, I'm always happy to help a colleague. Me too. Eclipsites go gra. Eclipsites! Oh, really? Servant? Servant! Never mind. It's been ages since I gave the Divine Hand a workout. I'll clean up this filth myself. Isn't this your own house? You're acting like these are just a couple of cockroaches. I mean, they might as well just be. Eclipsites are so prevalent in this world that... Yeah. Some cool shapes to the maps recently. Okay, that takes care of the first wave. No, not blue. Yellow. Blue, blue, yellow. Blue. Okay. That should do the trick. Perfect. What a thrilling fight, yawns. I hadn't noticed before, but are you left-handed? Yes, I am. I was trained this way to handle the power of the Divine Hand. But I always feel so tired after a fight. If you're going to bed now, then we're leaving. Bed? No, I'm full of energy. Let's get back to business. I need you all to help me with Operation Aximete. Okay, but how? Well, to be honest, I've never pursued anyone before. That's why I need your help. What do I need to do? Let me think. I read once in a book that the first step to change is to acknowledge your own shortcomings. I think the best way to win his heart is to confess your love. Go somewhere he's likely to show up and wait for him, and when he turns up, you strike. Surprise him. Oh, I see. Wrong again, commoner. Tina can't rely solely on taking the initiative. She also needs to learn the art of concealment. She needs to hide her true feelings. He cannot be allowed to see how anxious she is. If you have the courage to approach him, yet you are so nervous to look him in the eyes, just pretend to be shy. Oh, I see. I understand. And also reconnaissance. You have to watch his attitude while discussing apparently innocuous topics. You'll be able to figure out his true feelings in 2 or 3 conversations. This sounds difficult, but I'll do my best. After careful consideration, I think it's best to just be honest. Over the course of a relationship, all your habits and flaws will be exposed to the other person. You won't be able to cover up those forever, so honesty is the most important thing. You're right, though I hope we can even get to that stage. Thanks, everyone. I'll remember all your advice. By the way, are you guys speaking from experience? I'm afraid I don't have any particular practical experience, no. I didn't mean to criticize anyone. It's just, I guess I'll just need to try it myself. But where can I find him? If it's him, then most likely somewhere busy, somewhere full of people. Oh, okay. Speaking of busy places, there's an obvious choice. That place where nobles and commoners alike congregate, directly under the moon. Why? I heard some news about the moon earlier. I think we should go and investigate. You just want to go and see it. Never mind, I'm curious too. Let's go now. Oh, no, wait a minute. I want to wear the gloves I wore when we first met and held hands. And I have to take the cookies I made for him too. Indeed, as easy as tightening a screw. And 3 part A. Ooh, yes, new enemies. Yes, thank you. In the season when the ardor of Mooncrown Day still lingers in the air, Tina has her own desire to pursue. Water. Finally some new enemies. Finally, not Eclipsites. A residential district. So this hot air balloon that looks like a moon has been floating around up here for days. I hadn't even noticed it. I guess I hadn't imagined there would be anything up there, except Lumopolis Gardens and the sun. It's quite normal for you to miss it. Commoners such as you would never think to raise their heads and appreciate the beauty of the skies. Hey, say that again. Okay. More walking, less fighting, please. I remember when I was a little girl, my mother took me to the stairway to the skies and said that was the only place we could see stars. With each step, you see 1 star. Go up all the steps, you see 1,000. I was so excited, I ran all the way to the top. How many stars did you see? None, just the sun. It was midday. You could have at least waited until evening. But that's when I sleep. By the way, Matthew, what did you hear about the moon? Oh, it's just some event cooked up by the Mooncrown Day enthusiasts. There's a hot air balloon that looks like the moon up into the sky over Lumopolis to announce the reign of free love. And when the balloon goes up, everyone knows to gather underneath it for an impromptu salon. All the trend-following nobles love it. I see. I remember Caroline saying something about the Mooncrown Day enthusiasts. So that's why they use a balloon that looks like the moon, because it's Mooncrown Day. How clever you nobles are. I think it makes sense because the moon and love are both pure and beautiful things. I'm sure that's what whoever planned these events was thinking. What a thing to say. Is this what girls are like when they're in love? I said I'm not in love. Whatever, just stop teasing me, okay? Anyway, it looks like the balloon is over Lumopolis courtyard, so that must be where the party will be. How come we've got to work even further? When are the Guardians going to put carriages on the stairway to the skies? Not everyone can afford to take carriages, you know. The stairway to the skies is the main route from Lumopolis Courtyard to Lumopolis Gardens. Are you ready to dive into the world of the commoners, Matthew? Oh, shush. Another pretty scene. Lumopolis Courtyard, Meadow Square. Wow. I didn't know Lumopolis Courtyard had such a lovely green space. It's gorgeous. I think it was just built this spring. They use Illuminatics to maintain it. Hey, do you hear that? Sounds like they're playing music in the middle of the square, right under the balloon. According to what I heard, there are 3 parts to the salon: a gathering, a dance, and a poetry appreciation session. Pretty standard dance music. Surprisingly acceptable taste. Youngsters, is this your first time attending the Moonlight Salon? Don't just stand around. Come, come. Hey, wait, don't pull me. Gosh, I can't stand this. You must have arrived in time for the dancing. It's impolite to just stand to one side with your back against the wall. Let's join them and observe the crowd as we do. But I don't know a thing about noble dances or customs. And I have 2 left feet. Another screeny. Matthew really doesn't like his partner, it seems. So, why am I the one stuck dancing with a commoner? I feel sick. You think I'm enjoying this? Ow! Watch where you're putting your feet, you fool. Ouch! You're doing that deliberately. Hey, where are you? What are you doing? Stop it, don't pull my hair. Haha, they look like they're having fun. And Jess, are you nervous? No, I'm fine. Go left, raise my foot, back to the right, turn. How did my hand hit you? Don't worry, it's just a friendly dance. Why don't we try that again? Okay, I'll do better this time. Haha, see, you can do it. You're a quick learner. Phew, dancing is a real workout. I so do not want to do this again. Tch, if I weren't so kind, I'd be suing you. Where did Louis disappear to? Looks like I missed all the fun. I spotted some suspicious characters outside earlier. Definitely weren't salon participants. I went over to investigate and ran into Lady Carleen. Thanks for showing me the way. And those suspicious characters are with me, actually. Wow, Lady Carleen, you came too. What's the latest, Carleen? Any progress on the Eclipsite incursion? No, but I have eliminated a few possibilities. The travel passes are all in order, so they couldn't have been sneaking into Lumopolis in disguise. The Night Watch has been doing its job, and there aren't any holes in the shield over Lumopolis. There's been more movement of goods and mercenaries lately because of all the festivals, so it's possible that the guards haven't been searching goods shipments properly, and the Eclipsites have been sneaking in that way. Huh? You're searching for infiltrating Eclipsites? In that case, I have to find him as soon as possible. I don't think you need to worry about him. I'm sure he's perfectly safe. Really? Tina's swearing seems really strange. Well, the head Eclipsites must know some kind of camouflage skill to be able to blend in with the crowd. I haven't authorized a full search as I don't want to cause panic. I've just put some guards in plain clothes and told them to watch as any busy areas just in case. You know, Carleen, that sounds a lot like what the City Lord is doing with the Moon Crown Day cases. I don't regard that as a compliment. Sorry. How about I apologize by helping out a bit? I could at least confirm that there aren't any Eclipsites in the crowd here. Force Busto! Thanks, Angius. Well, anything unusual? Sorry, it's too busy and noisy here. It's not working. Lady Carleen, Angius, hey? Don't just stand there, get over here. Since I'm already here, let's see what's happening. That balloon really is impressive up close. Lady Carleen, do you think so too? Spring meadows, loving couples, a choir singing in the background. And under a rarely seen moon, everyone proceeds up the steps as they exchange intellectual thoughts regardless of their classes. Why, it's like something out of a fairy tale. Intellectual thoughts, my ass. This is just a sappy love fest for dating couples. And I've never seen so many commoners in one place before. This place stinks of Lower Lumopolis. Yuck. Well, it's too late now. Hey, commoner, what are you staring at? I was just thinking, that moon balloon is a little odd. It isn't tethered to the ground, yet stays in one place. I wonder if they're controlling it with luminatics. Never mind, just the foolish concerns of an ordinary commoner. Why even bother asking what I think? You're correct, sir. And what's more, the luminatics is also maintaining the gifts from ancient festivals inside the balloon. Sorry, you are... Oh, just a nun from Lumopolis. You can just call me sister. I'm the organizer of these moonlight salons. And I don't believe I've ever seen you here before. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Well, I haven't been here long. It all seems very exciting. Doesn't feel anything like the Lumopolis I know. Thank you, and may the God of Light bless you. I'll leave you to enjoy yourselves. Please do help yourselves to the tea and desserts, and don't forget to enjoy the quar. That quar, please don't tell me. It's Keating, isn't it? It is Keating, of course. So you've come to the party by the moon, but it is a balloon. We see you wander and mingle. Are you still single? Still single? See? Such cute children. Cute, as if. Give it a jab, fatty goes pop. Hanging up there, hanging on top. What is it that pops so soon? Maybe a noble, maybe a balloon. Ah, they got the Dawn Academy choir to sing for them, huh? I see they're sticking to their usual style. Men and women flirt under the moonlight. Nobles and commoners share a table and don't fight. Oh, honorable nun, lovely nun, your salon's sure as fun. I'm not sure their lyrics make much sense, but they're good singers. Listening to a choir always makes me want to pray. White knight up high, oh God of Light, please allow me to find him. I'm not entirely sure the God of Light is in charge of such matters. All in Lumopolis can praise the God of Light, but a noble wed a commoner, that's not right. Oh, honorable nun, poor nun, disaster's coming, you should run. Wait, what? Clear the area. I want everyone attending this illegal gathering arrested, and bring me the organizer. The guardians from Lumopolis Gardens, run! Ah, I'm noble from Uptown. They wouldn't dare. Eh? Ah, my cookies. I lost the cookies I was going to give him. This can't be. These aren't my guards. I gave no such orders. Who dares? Captain Carleen, they're not guardians from Lumopolis Gardens, but few other nobles have such forces. The partygoers will assume this raid has been ordered by Lumopolis Gardens. I see what you're saying, but we need to restore order first. Please don't panic, follow me. What is that noise? Angius, whirling paladin, I need your help. Join forces with my plainclothes guards and tackle these soldiers, whoever they are. Happy to help. As you wish. Not Eclipsites, not Eclipsites, not Eclipsites, not Eclipsites, finally, not Eclipsites. Lunging spear. Combat shooting. Oh no, those are the names of the attacks. Lumo Guard and Lumo Piker. Okay, sure. And they have some weird health bars. And that should do it for the first round, I think. Yeah, right? Not Eclipsites. Am I even playing Alchemy Stars right now, or did I turn on, I don't know, Arcanites by mistake? Good, good, good. More guards. Yeah, probably should have teleported in a better spot. Okay, this worked out as well. Oh, teleporting, aren't we? Okay. Okay. Wasn't particularly hard, but at least it wasn't Eclipsites. Story 2. A name. These guards sure run fast. Captain, should I give chase? Don't bother. You've got other work to do. It's a pity the Moonlight Salon is ruined and we didn't find who we were looking for. Oh? Who were you looking for? Tina wanted to find Schwab and give him something in return for his Moon Crown Day gift. Oh, I didn't know the two of them had this kind of relationship. So that's the power of Moon Crown Day. Young folk falling in love without their families making prior arrangements. But, if I can be frank, what does she see in that playboy? I know, right? Hey, has anyone seen Louis? I haven't seen him since those guards fled. I sent him off to find where they came from. You should carry on investigating your case. I've got a very good idea of what happened already, but it's best to make sure. This is not good. I know. Your cookies have gone missing, right? Let's look for them. They're probably mixed up with all the messes. Oh, I wish that was the only problem. It's the statue at the entrance of the square. It's got broken during all the chaos. What? I heard something breaking while everyone was rushing about. The weird thing is, it broke exactly the same way the one at Hall of Justice did. It's like there are statue decapitators at work. I think we should go and report to our temporary chief judge then. Yeah, and if he's not there... Yeah, and if he's not here at the Moonlight Salon, then he must be... Schwab's office. Okay, I've got it. I'm glad you came back. I need you to put the statue case aside for now, until the plaintiff updates their request. We've got a new romance case about to start, so get ready, my darling subordinates. Just like that? This is life in a romance division, moving constantly forwards like a luminatic's powered carriage. It's very hard for you to understand, my little dandelion, as you aren't the chief judge. But little dandelion? Did he just call me little dandelion? How nauseating. You'll get used to it, Angies. Actually, Chief Judge Schwab, Tina has something she wants to... I'm not sure this is the best time for that. Yeah, what's Lane doing? I don't have anything to say to Schwab. Looks like my subordinates are working so well together that they even have little secrets from me. Anyway, here's the indictment and all the paperwork. It's all very straightforward. See you in court. He's right. It does look easy. And it's to do with that Moonlight Salon we were at. Huh? Hang on a minute. Everyone, look at the reason for the case. The City Lord doesn't do things by halves. Look at the size of this place. And given the number of cases we're handling on our first day, he's also getting good value for money. Court is in session. First, let us introduce the parties involved in today's litigation. The plaintiff is a male from Lower Lumopolis who cannot be named for reason of privacy. The defendant is a female from Lower Lumopolis who cannot be named for reasons of privacy. I didn't hear any of that. I, Schwab Salar, shall preside as the chief judge in today's trial. The judicial panel consists of Matthew Sawyer, Tina Campbell, and Lane, as well as several other members of the court. Wow, Schwab actually seems kinda competent when he puts his mind to it. If nobody has any objections to any of that, we can proceed. Hang on. How come we're all just several other members of the court? No objections? Very good. Let us begin. If the plaintiff could recount the facts of the case for us. This is what happened. My fiancée, the defendant, and I went to Meadow Square in Lumopolis courtyard for the Moonlight Salon, but she... Please don't cry. Just tell us what happened. I love her so much. We've been together for 4 years. She likes to have coffee with chocolate and... If you could stick to the relevant matters, please. Sorry. I always make such a mess of everything. We went to the Moonlight Salon and had such a good time, but then she got angry all of a sudden and said she wanted to break up with me. I mean, what would I tell my family? Very well. Next, the defendant. I had my reasons. This man, the plaintiff, took me out on a date, yet dared accept a gift from another. She's acting like she's the plaintiff. I didn't. Then can you explain where that basket of cookies came from? Cookies? Are those... There, that's the evidence. You put them on your chair, and there's a card. And it gets worse. Whoever wrote the card uses the same pet name for you that I do. Oh, I'm done for. We were right. These two found the cookies that Tina had lost. Order! Any citizen of Lumopolis found in contempt of court will be sentenced to death. Kidding. Hey, Tina, is that the basket of cookies you lost? Huh? Is that Angius? You can't talk to me when the court is in session. In that case, also booster. Oh, wow, is this your Celestite ability? I've always wondered about that. Never mind that now. So, those are your cookies, right? Yes, they're mine. I can't believe I've caused those innocent people so much trouble. And just, what do you think I should do? Be honest. I think you should admit what happened. The cookies are yours, but were meant to be given to someone else. But I guess this isn't the best time for Schwab to hear the truth. So I'd understand if you weren't too keen on the idea. Huh? Schwab? Hear what truth? I'm not sure why Angius is so interested, but I'll just let Schwab continue with the case. As both plaintiff and defendant seem so keen to continue, we will now hear further arguments. Listen up, commoner. This isn't a way to go about things. We need to do something, but we can't embarrass Tina. I agree, but we don't know what Tina wants to do. She isn't speaking up for herself, so what if we help Schwab figure it out for himself? Not bad, kid. Good idea. The judges will now please commence with cross-examinations. Plaintiff, you say this basket of cookies is not yours. Could you tell us who does it belong to? I have no idea. It just suddenly appeared on the table in front of me. I can only assume someone left it there. So, would you say someone attending the Moonlight Salon lost the basket of cookies? And I'm sure we can all imagine what it was intended for. Yes, I mean, it must have been intended as a gift. But not as a gift for me, I have nothing to do with it. Then I would like to ask the defendant, why are you so sure that your lover has been disloyal? Surely it's obvious. Anyone can see that basket of cookies was a gift from a woman. He wouldn't dare accept such a gift unless he was planning to break up with me. And here is the heart of the matter. The plaintiff insists he did not accept any gift. You believe he did. But the message on the card is clearly from a lover. Okay, maybe I was too hasty. But then, who are the cookies intended for? That is the crucial question. And the intended recipient is right here. Right here? Judge Lane, Judge Matthew, please do not make statements of a leading nature to the defendant. This is a court. Guilty means guilty. Oh, but Chief Judge Schwab, you're so handsome, so popular with the ladies. How can you bear to interrupt such a fair maid? And proof of a lady's love for you lies here, but you fail to realize who the lady is. Oh, I think I understand. You mean the cookies were actually intended for... Huh? Order? Silence in the court, I wish to speak. Judge Tina, you cannot interrupt the court's business like this. Chief Judge Schwab, as the owner of the evidence cookies, I wish to make a witness statement. The girl, Tina. That's the spirit. Okay. The court agrees. You may speak, witness. I made the cookies. I made them myself, with loving hearts and a fluttering heart. I whisked the butter, I piped the pretty designs, I baked them until they were golden yellow, and picked out the best-looking ones. All so I could give him a perfect gift. But then I lost them at the Moonlight Salon. And this card is proof. I made that card myself. I can tell you the name on the card and everything written on it. Oh really? It's so bizarre that we've met like this. It's like a beautiful love story. I don't know what to do with you, my pretties. You're all such charming burden for me to bear. Perhaps the witness and the defendant can confirm what's written on the card. Then we can conclude this case. Okay, let's read it out together. Good idea. 3, 2, 1. Toto. Huh? What? Why, Chief Judge Schwab, I've always heard about how famous and fashionable you are. I never imagined you would have such a cute little nickname. It makes you seem a little less intimidating to us folk from Lower Lumopolis. Darling, finally I have won back your trust. Toto, such a cute name. Schwab, is that a childhood nickname? Something your mommy called you? But this... Stop, what exactly is going on? Yes, what's going on? What do the card and cookies have to do with Chief Judge Schwab? A comedy of misunderstandings. is what's going on. Let me close the window because it's gotten a bit chilly. Okay, the window's closed. We can continue. Go and experience the legendary Moonlight Salon, immerse yourself in the amorous atmosphere, and uncover the truth. And 4, misunderstanding. No Eclipsites! There we go! Thank you. I hope this becomes a new trend in Alchemy stores. I heard the next event is supposed to be 5 weeks long, so 1 week longer even. I hope they're gonna take that time to make the event after actually have some new interesting enemies. So I guess that's what happened. I made the cookies for Toto, but it seems the defendant got the wrong idea. I never imagined anything like this would happen. At least we've cleared up the misunderstanding between the two lovers. Huh? They weren't the only ones with a misunderstanding. So who's this Toto? We thought you liked our idiot chief judge. Yeah, though that never made much sense. But where did we go wrong? It's my fault. It's an embarrassing situation, so I was being very vague. I should have explained things better before asking you all to help. Although I don't understand how even you get it wrong, Schwab. We've hardly even spoken apart from the normal work and social chat. I mean, it's obvious when someone likes you, right? That's just something people can tell. Enough. Please don't say any more. This is all irrelevant. The important matter at hand is everyone in the Hall of Justice thinks my nickname is Toto. Judge Junior and those assistant judges on the panel must already have told everyone. And as soon as every noble in Lumopolis Garden Society will have heard the news. It's all because of you and the stupid cookies and that stupid card. You're a bunch of love-addled morons and clingy, troublesome women. You're all the same. I'm so very sorry. Hey, Tina might have made a mistake, but you're being too harsh on her, Schwab. I'm not exactly sure what's been going on. I'm relieved Tina doesn't have a crush on Schwab, though. Huh. Okay, let's get back to business. The broken statue at Lumopolis courtyard has nothing to do with Mr. Byron, which is lucky for you. I don't want to see him turning up with any new indictments. Now go and get ready for the case hearing. Go on, out. Hey, did you not notice Schwab's expression? You were great, Tina, so ruthless. I bet he's never had a woman talk to him like that before. Oh, please don't tease me. I'm sorry, I got all of us into trouble. That doesn't matter. But what I want to know is, Tina, you told us you met this man in the garden at Schwab's manor. So if it wasn't Schwab, who was it? Oh, this terrible misunderstanding is all my fault. Let me try and explain it properly. I was in the garden at Salar Manor, and I did run into Schwab. He was sitting by himself, reading and drinking tea. He noticed me right away and was surprised that anyone would turn up in such a secluded spot. But while he noticed me, he failed to see there was another unexpected guest nearby. Hey, it's an Eclipsite! Oh, Toto! It makes sense. It's a fan-made character. Kinda, sorta. Sometimes a comedic relief Eclipsite appears in events. Is shown somewhere in the background, or stealing some food, or, you know, some fun moments like that. And he's been nicknamed Toto by the community, and apparently now he's canon. In the bushes behind Schwab, I saw Toto's furry little head sticking out of the leaves. He was trembling as he gazed at me. I think he was worried I'd give away his hiding place. After all, nobody wants an Eclipsite in their hedge. But he was so cute, and he was clearly harmless. The poor thing had got lost in that huge garden. In fact, I'd even seen him brush some flies away from Schwab's teacup. That was before Schwab noticed me. After the Moonlight Salon, I rushed back to the garden. I took his hand and led him safely out of Salar Manor. I had to wear my new gloves to make sure my Lumina and his dark flow didn't collide. He could understand the universe seas, although he could only say a few basic words, and on Mooncrown Day, shortly after we met, I received a present from him. That's it, that's the whole story. Wow, so even an ordinary little Eclipsite has a name. Hang on, didn't you say something about him not replying to your letters? Well, he won't have an address in Lumopolis, will he? I wrote back to the return address on the present, but he never heard anything back. And you said you hadn't had a chance to sneak a meeting with him. Are we just ignoring the fact Toto is an Eclipsite? Is everyone suddenly perfectly fine with her falling in love with a fucking Eclipsite? Because that's quite a big elephant in a fairly small room. And you said you hadn't had a chance to sneak a meeting with him? Yes, we haven't run into each other at all. I can find him anywhere. And when you say he gets noticed wherever he goes, surely you can understand that. An Eclipsite in Lumopolis is bound to cause a panic. So, when you denied you were in love, the Eclipsites live to attack Aurorians. Is there such a thing as a harmless Eclipsite? If there is, I'd love to see one for myself. I think it's some kind of unnecessary feeling, yes, but it's too weird to call it love. I wouldn't talk about it in romantic terms. I just want to look after him. But anyway, I can't stand Eclipsites either. Sniff, sniff. Estina, I'm not trying to alarm anyone, but you seem to have the stench of an Eclipsite about you. Huh? You can still smell it after such a long time. Sorry. As I stated before, the law is the law in Lumopolis. I cannot let this slide. There's no sign of the Eclipsite you mentioned on any of the arrest sheets from the guards. So, should this matter be brought to its conclusion here? Oh, thank you, Lady Carleen. And as a part of the Hall of Justice, I know the stakes. For Aurorians, adopting an Eclipsite is not an uncommon fantasy. I'm sorry to have caused everyone such trouble. Let's return to the case and try our best to investigate further. It's not as if all you brought was trouble. Didn't something interesting happen as a result of all this? Tina, you really played everyone in the romance division for fools. Right, I definitely made the right decision when I chose to work with you. I certainly did encounter so much more than I bargained for. Well, we might not have made such much progress with the case, but my cookies definitely caused some entertainment. But I feel the same way as all of you. Tina? What's wrong with her? Hey, don't just stand there, come and help. Don't worry, she's just fallen asleep. It's been a very exciting day. She must have been exhausted. I'll have one of my servants pick her up in a carriage and take her home. Lady Carleen? Louis, you'll have to do better than this if you want to be a Salar servant. Spit it out. Lady Carleen, you are right. These guards were all wearing Troy heraldry. And there's something strange about the Moonlight Salon too. What? There's always an Eclipsite attack when one of those salons ends, and the nearby statue's head always goes missing. I'm sorry, that's all I could find out. You've done great work, Louis. And you'll be able to rest soon, but not yet. Oh, guards came to arrest us or something. Fucking Princess of Lumopolis, really? Ooh, someone interesting. Lumopolis Shieldmate. Uses a shield to attack targets within the area of attack. Launches a ranged attack of targets in the same row or column. Okay. Unfortunately, all those enemies are fairly low level, indeed. So... they're gonna be dying very easily, I'm afraid. Although, those big guys have some block on them, so they might prove to be a decent amount of challenge. Do I want to use Felici? Yes, actually. Quick short teleport. Yeah, so that we can get one more blue tile at our disposal. Ooh, okay. So as long as the block is gone, the shield guards are gone as well. Good to know. Yeah, easy. Ooh, what are you? Lumo Constructor. Okay, Lumo Constructor. Summons a Lumo Piker into battle each round. Okay, so it's a spawner. Means it should be a priority for us. And now I'm completely surrounded. Great. No, of course I can't place it there. Okay, I can get out at least. And that should be the end of the spawner, correct. And this should be the end of this round. Ah, fuck. Should have used Miss Blank first. I forgot that she's not a color converter, but rather a small cross converter. I should swap Miss Blank for some other converter. Bethlehem would be a good choice, but I don't have Bethlehem at enough of a break for a preemptive strike. It is only when Schwab's embarrassment becomes evident that you realize the terrible misunderstanding that has occurred. N5, the non. Fire. Sure, let's use fire, team. The music is really cool in this event. I'm gonna set it as my main menu screen, honestly. It's such a chill music. That should do the trick. Mostly, yes. Ooh! Oh, okay. It's a map where enemies are constantly being resummoned. That's cool. Introducing some new map mechanics. Thank you. That's actually another big criticism of Alchemy Stars people usually have, that it kind of gets stale after a while. But with mechanics like those, they can combat. Yeah, they can combat staleness decently well. Yeah, I just want to get rid of those monochromatic areas, because now I at least have some chance for red tiles. Oh, that's it. Okay. Didn't even notice. Yeah, Alchemy Stars has a lot of chill music. Since we know where the guards came from, I can't leave it at that. And yes, I need to meet with the Guardians and decide what to do next. Then I'll need to update the City Lord about the recent Eclipsite problems. Go then! We can handle things here. Okay, I'll catch up with you before the hearing at the latest. Take care. We've all had a busy day. We should go home and rest. As for tomorrow, well, we all know what we need to do, right? I'm sure the organizer of those weird moonlight salons will be in court before long. It does seem like there's something odd going on. Listen, why don't we go and fight that nun tomorrow? All we need to do is follow the balloon. Can someone tell me what's been happening? And why is Tina asleep again? It's a long story. I'll fill you in on the way back. The carriage is here. We'll take Tina home. And just Lane, we'll see you tomorrow. Eh? What? You didn't call me commoner for once. Oh, shut up. Haha, there's a friendship forming. Oh, now I see. You're right. I choose the locations for our moonlight salons very carefully. I like places with a sense of culture. Places with statues are ideal. I don't mind if the statues are of old people, children, men, or, like the two that get damaged, women. They're all the building blocks of Lumopolis civilization. But you can't deny that the Moonlight Salon seems to be causing damage to the statues. Oh, I don't intend to deny that things have been a little chaotic, and obviously I've been nearby when the statues have got damaged. But I can swear the White Knight up high that I have nothing to do with the damaged statues or the Eclipsite attacks. Desna certainly looks and sounds calm and entirely unconcerned, and she's got such a powerful aura, maybe because of her faith. My instincts tell me she hasn't got anything to do with our cause. Tut, another dead end. I guess we can't go around arresting people on our hunches. Sister, if all that you say is true, might you be willing to attend the hearing as a witness? Well, I'm rushed off my feet organizing the Moonlight Salons, but if that's what the Hall of Justice desires, then yes, I'll do all I can to help. But what if taking her to the Hall of Justice causes her more problems? Yes, young lady, you have something to say. I just want to know how you are able to stay so calm. I don't object to the Moonlight Salons. I enjoy them. They make Lumopolis seem like a different place. But the customs of Lumopolis are unaccepting even of divorce, much less free love. And as a woman of faith, someone who is clearly very devout, how did you come to decide to organize these salons for the people of Lumopolis? And you're not afraid of setting foot inside the Hall of Justice? It's so admirable. Tina, my child, are you perhaps asking about your own worries? The thing is, when you get to my age, you simply stop worrying and overthinking so much. All I do is listen to the will of the God of Light. Over the course of its long history, Lumopolis has developed complex systems of etiquette to control our desires. But originally it was founded by ordinary men and women, simple and pure Aurorians. Over the years, the teachings of the God of Light were reinterpreted over and over. But at their heart, those teachings are both simple and kind. And that's the God of Light's true blessing, his true lesson. All I'm doing is taking the Aurorians back to their origins, to their true desires. There is no sin in this. It's merely something that our rules and customs do not understand. Faith and love, at their roots, they're one. I think I understand. Thank you so very much. Then I'll take my leave. And do let me know if I can help further with your investigation. Although if I might offer a small suggestion to the Hall of Justice. Oh? If you really want to learn more before the court hearing starts, rather than simply going through the processes, then you'll have to stop working so mechanically. Think about what the plaintiff really wants. Thank you for the advice. We will think about this. Sure, that's all. Until next time. I couldn't agree more, Toru. ST3, wife. Following day. What is all this you found? What, is this all you found? So you've not solved the original case, but you've managed to find another headless statue. I'm sorry, we're still investigating, but have not had any breakthroughs so far. No breakthroughs. We made no progress at all. Is this the best the Great Hall of Justice can do? I might as well hand the case over to a blind dog. Maybe it could sniff out the criminal. I'm sorry, we will try harder. I can see now that the Hall of Justice has no interest in the romantic problems of the citizenry, and this romance division is just a home for freeloaders, all taking plump pay packets and working hard at sleeping. I cannot deny that we have such employees. But sleeping helps me work better. I'm losing my patience. The hearing is in 2 days. I'll say no more now. If you can find something new tomorrow, I will have no choice but to continue to sue my neighbor. And I will be complaining to Lady Eridon. What's the point of paying you all so much if you can't solve our problems? Why, Lumopolis would be better off if we demolish the entire building. Demolish? Hey, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Mr. Byron, please don't be so hasty. Ha! You all need to do better. He's gone? This is not good. The Women's Division could be in more trouble than I thought. Oh, great. We're done for now. Chief Judge Eridon hates bad feedback from the public. If she gets a complaint, yeah, she'll be very angry. And this is only temporary arrangement. If the boss decides the Women's Division isn't doing its job, we could lose all this. I guess I was right earlier. The way things are looking, you really could lose your jobs. Lose our jobs? This can't happen. Things aren't that bad. But please don't even suggest it. If I lost my job, I'd die of boredom, staying at home all day. I couldn't get out and have fun. Wait, that's all you're worried about? Having fun? Where will I find somewhere quiet enough to sleep in the daytime? You're not meant to be sleeping at work. And if I don't have a job, they'll make me go home. They'll force me to join the family business. Yeah, that's families. Nothing but bunches of boring old fogies. Who in the world would want to sit there helping them con their nitium? I can see you nobles don't need me worrying about you. So, what if you lose your jobs? You'll be fine. Cheer up, everyone. Yes, even if we do lose our jobs, life will go on. Although without a salary, I'll need to stock up on potatoes and veg and cut down to 1 meal a day. Wait, how come things get so grim when we come to you? Because life in Lumopolis is grim, that's why. Buying food, keeping up with society, living isn't free, you know. If I lose my salary, I need to start counting every penny. Wow, life is tough. But it's not time to give up yet. We still got a day, let's make good use of it. Yeah, if we actually do something, we might make some progress. But the problem is, we don't have a single lead to follow. What line of inquiry should we take? Ladies and gentlemen, I have an idea. I've been thinking things over. Our approach has been too narrow. The serial statue decapitation case is no ordinary crime. The victims are statues. That means we can look at their social circles to find someone with a motive. Similarly, there is no chance of finding the perpetrator among the members of the victim's family. True. These factors do hamper our investigations. Well, let's think outside the box for a moment. There's one crucial factor that has resulted in the damage of the statues becoming a case here at the court. Love. Yes, it's love that makes this a case for the Romans division. And when love is involved, it is no longer possible to take a purely logical approach. We're not faced with any ordinary case. This is an affair of the heart. Oh, this makes everything clearer. Hang on, I'm not sure I follow. Can you even hear yourselves? You don't have any leads? But maybe we don't need leads. My dear friends, when it comes to love, it is not necessary to understand everything. The important thing is the heart. Think about what that nun said. If you really want to learn more before the court hearing starts, rather than simply going through your processes, then you will have to stop working so mechanically. Think about what the plaintiff really wants. And we can solve the case with heart. To work, friends. We'll find the answers the plaintiff needs with love. Hey, why are you blocking the way? Let me in. Please wait a moment, Mr. Byron. The judges are currently busy in the courtroom. We'll let you through as soon as they have time to speak with you. Busy? Don't be ridiculous. They're busy with my case. If they want to hide from me, they could at least come up with a better excuse. Mr. Byron, the judges really are... I don't care what they're doing. These are the court's working hours. Sir, please wait. Step aside. But... Judge Matthew, he's gone in. Congratulations, Mr. Byron. I'm so happy for you both. How wonderful for you to be reunited with your true love on this otherwise ordinary day. Huh? This is... It took us a whole day, but we made your statue a new head. Yeah, out of a paper bag. If we had a little bit more time, we'd have made it look even better. Yeah? We realized we needed to take a more romantic approach, and this was our solution. The question isn't what you have lost, it is what you can still get. After all, surely the loss of a mere head isn't going to stand in the way of your love. No, you still need to love, but it was understandable that her incompleteness saddened you. And to remove that sadness from your heart, we had to make her complete once more. A beautiful tale of loss and recovery. You, what in the world have you done? What's that hideous lump of on Galatia's neck? Are you trying to insult me? This? Hideous? You don't seem pleased. Tut! I knew we shouldn't trust a commoner in matters of aesthetics. If you aren't happy with her new appearance, we can make another. Stop it. You murderers have made a mockery of my love. What would you know of true love? Love is unique and true. Love is a choice that can never change. And when Galatea lost her head, my love died. Even if you could produce an exact replica of her head, she would not be my Galatea. She would not be the one I loved. Ah, so that's how it works. So I misunderstood. We failed. I guess the romance division is doomed. Oh, never mind. All that for now. I've got more important things to discuss with you. My wife is in mortal danger right at this very moment. For the sake of our love, I beg you to send people to protect her. Wait, your wife is in mortal danger? Isn't this your wife? No, you've got it wrong. Galatea is my lover. The person in mortal danger is my wife. They're not the same person. What? Your wife and your lover are different people. My wife is a different gorgeous statue. She's called Aphrodite. And what happened to love being unique and true? Of course it is. So how come you're in love with two different statues? Love is also vast and accepting. I love my wife, and I love my lover, two different and unique loves. Consider this, you love your mother, don't you? And you also love your father? I guess that makes a sort of sense. It does not. These are completely different types of relationships. Look, I don't have the time to educate you children about the nature of love. I just saw the moon balloon floating up above the stairway to the skies, and that's where my wife is. You already know that balloon means there will be a moonlight salon, and a moonlight salon means a statue will lose its head. And if anything should happen to my wife, I will have nobody left to love. Surely it's your duty to protect citizens' right to love. Well, we've accepted your case, so I guess we need to protect your love. Or half of his love, at least. And there's a chance we'll find a new lead to help us with our case. We have to go in order to solve this serial statue decapitation case. So what are we waiting for? Move! The Moonlight Salon is about to start. We're almost there. Mr. Byron said his wife was here, so she must be... Got it. It must be this one. Oh, and still intact. So all we need to do is protect the statue? Yeah, the criminal may try to strike during the salon. But where are all the salon goers? I see them. They're all at the bottom of the stairs. So they are. Aren't they coming up? This means we struck lucky. If the salon is down there, it'll be easier to protect the statue up here. Awesome. We can do what Mr. Byron asked. Oh, I see the judges are here. Sister, I didn't expect to see you again so soon. Where else would you expect to find me if not under the moon balloon? And now that you are here, why not join the celebrations? Is the salon being held at the bottom of the stairs? We'd love to help, but we've got a... Oh, no, today's event is not a salon. Huh? So what? Is everyone ready? Let the parade begin. No, it's a parade. And 6. Parade. Eclipsites again. Okay, let's try a different team at least. I was having so much fun fighting not Eclipsites. We're here to sing in praise of love. Here in the sacred Lumopolis. Here inside of our lovers. Sing in praise of love's true beauty. We sing in praise of love. Sing in praise of love. Marchers, march! Wow, there's a massive crowd of people coming up the stairs. This is not good, right? Yeah, if they can pass the statue, it's going to be harder to keep it safe. And if the statue gets damaged under your nose again, your jobs are good as lost. We need to figure out a way to stop the parade. Stop the parade? Why, have we done something wrong? This took a lot of organizing. You can't stop it from going ahead without good reason. They're moving quickly. We haven't got long. I'll try and stop them. You explain to the nun. Oh, why are commoners always so hasty? Sister, listen. We don't want to stop the parade, but we have to. For love. Love? Someone's going to use the parade as cover to commit a crime, and I'm sure you don't want your events to get a reputation for causing heartbreak, right? We praise love, free love. Whoa, hold up, everyone. I think we're going the wrong way. We're meant to be going to the residential district in Lumopolis Courtyard. We need to turn around and go back. Yeah, go back. Huh? We're going the wrong way? That's not right. We're told to climb the stairway to the skies together. We must have got it wrong. Maybe someone misheard the instructions. The residential district. I heard it was the square in Lumopolis Courtyard. That's miles away. Hurry up, let's turn around and get going. Exactly. Turn around and get going. Go back, but we've come so far. Yeah. But we're meant to be going to the residential district. No, it's the square. Hold on, now you remember very clearly being told we were going to climb stairway to the skies. Right, and if not, why did we all meet at the bottom of the stairs? You people who want to go to the residential district or the square, where did you get your info? Some guy with white hair tied in a ponytail. He seemed trustworthy. Some trustworthy looking guy with white hair tied in a ponytail. Hey, that's the same person. You've been tricked. What? Hey, that's him. Look, he's got white hair and a ponytail. What? Me? No, I'm just passing. That's him. He's the one that told me. So who is this stranger trying to ruin our love parade? Take him to the Romans division. There's no need. I'm going there anyway. Come on, keep marching up the steps. And don't let that guy get away. Darn, my brilliant idea wasn't as good as I'd hoped. And the people have set off again. What should I do? Oh dear, I've knocked over the pails of milk and honey. Oh my, what a clumsy man I am. What? Look at all the milk pouring down the stairs. Where in the world did that come from? And why is there honey mixed in the milk? That looks like one of Matthew's more direct strategies. It was a weird idea, but it seems to have worked. People have stopped. Wow, everything seems to be going wrong today. We can't give up. As the God of Light says, the road to the Blessed Land is one of trial and tribulation. Exactly. The milk and honey simply show that we are on the right path. Continue forward, everyone, but take care not to slip. They've started again. They sure are a determined bunch. Huh? The stairs are so slippery. What's going on? I think someone fell over. Ooh, it really hurts. I'm seeing stars even if it's daytime. She's badly injured. These steps are kind of dangerous right now. Maybe we should call it quits for today? Yeah, we can parade somewhere else. Don't just stand there blocking the way. Find somewhere to take this poor girl to a doctor. They're falling back. Excellent performance, Tina. Yeah, very convincing. If I do lose my job at the Hall of Justice, maybe I'll take to the stage. And what about my trick? Clever, huh? It was awesome. Just perfect. You children, that was something else. But as it was all to protect the reputation of these events, so be it. All love is worthy of protection, even love of a statue. I can see why you run your salons. Thanks for being so understanding, sister. I must go. I'll steer the parade people in a different direction. And we'll do our best to do our jobs too. Oh no, everyone stop! We need to go back to the stairs. What's going on? There's some kind of commotion? Eclipsites! Where did they come from? Quick, get up the stairs! What? Where do these Eclipsites come from? I see them? Only a few though. Lane is already tackling them. Let's go help him, Stat. Don't forget the statue. That crowd is about to stampede past. It's just a few Eclipsites. One extra person should be enough. Tina, you go help Lane. Everyone else stay here with the statue. I'll use my psychic abilities to help you find the Eclipsites, Tina. Okay, sounds good. You guys make sure you look after the statue. Okay, interesting map. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, there's the statue. So I'm supposed to protect it? Yeah, defeat Eclipsites as quickly as possible. As quickly as you can to protect the statue. Yep. Okay, again, bringing in a little bit of excitement. So it's not just kill all. There's also a bit of protection. I was hoping Shivani's gonna finish it. This should do the trick, though. No! Oddly enough. What if Barton also hits? That does the trick. Okay, how do I... like this? And this should finish it. Yep. Okay, almost. This should finish it. Almost. So Barton can buff himself, and this is gonna be an overkill. But as they say, ain't no kill like overkill. And 7 and 6 Eclipsites at a time like this, they really are such strange creatures indeed. And more Eclipsites. And 7 Manipulator. That's the last one. That's the last one over there. Leave it to me. Okay, that's all the Eclipsites dealt with. But it looks like all the people ran up the stairs. I wonder how Angus and the others are doing. Hey, be careful everyone. There's a very valuable statue here. You broke it, you bought it. Eclipsites, what are you waiting for? Run! Everyone can stop panicking. The Eclipsites have been dealt with. What's going on? Oh no, someone crashed into the statue. Thankfully it doesn't seem to be damaged. Ah! They're coming back. Matthew, stop them. Sure, but how? Ouch! Are you alright? How about you help me up rather than asking stupid questions? Crap, there are Eclipsites in the crowd! Eclipsites? You're right, I can see several of them. Where are they coming from? Don't panic, I'll shoot them to death. Can you kill an Eclipsite with a shoe? Wait, that's going to hit the statue. I hope Mr. Byron doesn't object to a little footprint. I'll help, watch this. What? Another one? Hey, is the statue okay? Seems okay for now, but if this carries on... Stop throwing shoes! We aren't even damaging a statue, let alone defeat the Eclipsites. He's right. Have you got any better weapons? I do. Some cheese. It's rock hard. What kind of person carries cheese around? Oh no, if the cheese hits the statue, then it might... Everyone, calm down. Calm down, I said. I said calm down. Stop throwing things. I don't want to see any more throwing. Sister! Everyone stop throwing things. We might hit sister. Phew. I think we've avoided a disaster. Thank you, sister. It's nothing. I was just doing my duty. I can't let our Mooncrown Day themed events get a reputation for ruining people's love. Well, given how she protected the statue, I think we can eliminate her from our inquiries. The crowd is dispersing at last. Looks like we can relax. Yeah, That stampeding crowd was scarier than the Eclipsites. It sure was. If I'd known, I'd have gone with Tina. Hey, why are you just standing there? Lane, you're back. Behind you. There are Eclipsites behind you. Yeah, it seems to be a fairly light-hearted event. Throwing cheese and shoes at enemies. Oh, so it's just kill 12 Eclipsites. Okay, easy enough. I wish I had more converters in the team than just Siobhan. Okay. That's my tea gone. Oh, I was hoping they're gonna get in and then the flamethrower is gonna trigger. But alas. And now I'm almost surrounded. And won. Yeah, that's a win. Some of the Dragon Maid characters are really OP. I mean, maybe they fell off recently, but they are great for clearing the low rate mobs. Yes, Eclipsites sure know how to sneak up on folk, but they can't stand up to a good fight. Don't relax yet. There are still some left. Come on, let's finish them off. Wait. And just beside you, beside me, it's... Ooh. That was Tina's glove, wasn't it? Is Tina the serial decapitator? Oh no, the statue. Who did this? I've got the Vandal's hand. Quick, pull him out from the pile of Eclipsites. Step aside, you're all in my way. Or is it Toto? Huh, there's nobody here. Sorry, he got away. He slipped out of his glove and escaped, like a lizard abandoning his tail. This is awful. Statue got damaged right under my nose. How am I going to explain this? Well, at least we've got the culprit's glove, right? That's a valuable lead. I guess we could call it a breakthrough in our investigation, but I don't think Mr. Byron will see it. But I don't think Mr. Byron will see it like that. Hey, where's Tina? I thought she was with you, Lane. I guess she got left behind while I was rushing back. Hey, are you all okay? Sorry, I met some more Eclipsites on the way up the stairs. Wait, the statue. Where's its head? Come on, let's go back and report in. My wife, my darling Aphrodite. We're dead. Oh, why did this have to happen? I loved you so much and I did everything I could to protect you. And yet my love has been stolen from me. Why can't I save my beloved statues? Not even one of them. Yeah, both are broken. Hopefully he has a couple more that he's in love with. I know what happened and understand how you must feel, Mr. Byron. You understand. You understand nothing. There's nothing left in this world worthy of my love. Oh, God of light, why do you punish me like this? Perhaps if you calm down. After all, what's done is done. But we will ensure you get justice. Ha! The Whole of Justice can't help. If the Whole of Justice could do its job, then my wife wouldn't have suffered this fate. Never mind the fact that 3 of your judges failed to find a culprit. You couldn't even protect a single statue. Just you wait until Chief Judge Iridon hears of your great successes. I'm sure she won't let one division full of incompetent ruin the good name of the Whole of Justice. I'm very sorry we disappointed you so badly, Mr. Byron. We were unable to protect the statue or catch the culprit at the scene, but we were able to get a glove the culprit was wearing. My goodness, so my wife has lost her lovely head and in return you've got a glove? Surely you don't think this was a worthwhile exchange? How many people live in Lumopolis? How many pairs of gloves do they have? And what will you even do with this glove, given how incomplete the entire Romance division is? Given how incompetent the entire Romance division is? Mr. Byron, please don't dismiss the entire Romance division because of the failings of a few employees. The judges have not performed well, but as the chief judge, I ensure that each case reaches a just conclusion. A just conclusion? Save the pet pretty words for Chief Judge Iridon. My lover and my wife has been damaged, and the guilty party remains at large. You call this justice? Not yet, Mr. Byron, but let's not be too hasty. The culprit has not escaped until the gavel falls. Now, you think you can catch the criminal before the case concludes? Judge Lane, please present the glove. Of course. This is a glove taken from the hand of the culprit at the scene, is that correct? It is. I almost caught the culprit, but he escaped by slipping out of the glove. Which makes things simple. Whoever owns the glove removed the statue's head, and as it happens, my people have found the other glove. As you will see, the two gloves are a pair. The other glove? But how? Where did you find it, and who does it belong to? And now we have the gloves, we can easily bring this case to a just conclusion. Guards, stand ready. And arrest Tina Campbell. What? Arrest Tina? Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, those are her gloves, so it makes sense that she would be the one accused and persecuted. Okay, what did it say? Manipulator. As the Eclipsite threat gradually approaches the statue, don't forget to protect the statue in the battle. And aid injustice. Get rid of the pursuers on your tail and get ready to fight without any restriction. Against Eclipsites again, because of fucking course we're fighting against Eclipsites. Who else? Wait, this can't be right. How can it be Tina? I know, it's not possible. You're some kind of idiot, Chief Judge Schwab. New judges like judgment. Haven't I made my reasoning perfectly clear? The owner of the glove collected by Judge Lane is the culprit, that's obvious. And after this latest incident, my people were able to quickly identify the other half of the pair. And it was found in Judge Tina's desk drawer. What? Tina, are these your gloves? I do have a pair of gloves like that. Yeah, back to Eclipsites. But I don't understand how they turned up at the scene. Judge Tina, I'm not sure you understand how grave your situation is. Given you're our prime suspect, you should be telling us how the gloves came to be there. And I would never have expected a pretty little thing such as yourself to commit such cruel crimes. Ah, the tragedy of it all. Hey, stop slandering poor Tina. Tina was with us when everything happened, fighting Eclipsites. We can all give her an alibi. She can't be the culprit. Lane, remember that you must take responsibility for your statements as a judge. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you the punishment for perjury. That is right, and I can prove it. Really? Think carefully, all of you. When the incident occurred, was Judge Tina actually at your side in the fight against the Eclipsites? Hey, where's Tina? I thought she was with you, Lane. I guess she got left behind while I was rushing back. Huh? Are you all okay? Oh no, she really wasn't with us during the fight. It seems you understand now. When testifying under oath, it is imperative that we pay close attention to every single word that's spoken. If you cannot grasp a basic concept such as this, I fear you'll never be a worthy judge in the whole of justice. In any case, the culprit has been captured, so let's bring today's farcical proceedings to an end. Are you satisfied with our results today, Mr. Byron? I would never have expected a judge to be the culprit behind all this. I wonder if people got nothing done around here. That's not at all, Mr. Byron. I was foolish enough to put my faith in you lot. And what did I get in return, eh? A bunch of misfits bickering about love while destroying it and wasting my time. This lousy criminal better answer for her crimes, Chief Judge Schwab. I mean it. I assure you that she will be brought to justice, Mr. Byron. Just not today. Let's not forget that the trial of the statue decapitator will be held tomorrow. At that time, you may present your claim to the court. I'm well aware of that. My lover, my wife, they are the true victims of all this. They didn't deserve what happened to them. Promise me that you'll seek justice for them, Chief Judge Schwab. But of course, the Women's Division has a duty to protect the sanctity of love, after all. Guards, take her away. A moment, please. Your Honor, I would like to inspect that glove one more time. There's no way Tina could have committed this crime. Maybe we misinterpreted some parts of the evidence. Either way, we cannot have her detained so hastily. Hear, hear? Just because it's the same style of glove does not necessarily mean it belongs to the original pair. In fact, I have been known to buy 7 pairs of the exact same gloves from time to time. Lane, Matthew... Enough, judges. I've had my fill of ludicrous speculations for one day. If you have anything else to say, I suggest you save it for tomorrow's trial. But why? I just want to take a look. I said it is enough. It's Schwab doing it, isn't he? It's Schwab decapitating the statues, for whatever godforsaken reason. The suspect will be taken into solitary confinement shortly. No one will be allowed to see her until the start of tomorrow's proceedings. Solitary confinement? Have you gone mad? You have no right to place her in solitary confinement before her trial. That's against the law. As the chief judge of the Romans Division, I have been granted the sole authority to strike the gavel and decide who's guilty. Placing her in solitary confinement is but another necessary step in the process. Or do you doubt the whole of justice and its laws? You... Don't be hasty, everyone. I'll go along with Judge Schwab's decision for now. We'll just have to dispute the accusations in court tomorrow. Tina, I am a judge, so I have to believe that Lumopolis's justice system would never wrongfully punish an innocent person. I'm sure the truth will make itself clear during tomorrow's trial, because I believe in the Romans Division, and I believe in all of you. Take her away, guards. Yes, sir. They lock Tina up. What are we gonna do? You don't think they'll find her guilty tomorrow, do you? If things stay the way they are right now, they will. We can't let that happen. She's innocent. Is it just me, or did something about Schwab seem strange today? Huh? Well, I've always thought of him as a very strange person, but now that you mention it, his attitude today did seem a little extreme. He was very clearly opposing us, yes. He embellished any information that implicated Tina and ignored all of her rebuttals. Precisely. It's too much to be just a coincidence, don't you think? The moment the incident occurred, his people just happened to come across the glove and submit it as evidence. It's almost as if he already knew where the other glove was. Not only that, he seemed to have a very detailed understanding of what happened at the crime scene. Remember that disgusting self-satisfied look he had on his face? Really? Think carefully, all of you. When the incident occurred, was Judge Tina actually at your side in the fight against the Eclipsites? He was never there to begin with, so what gave him the confidence to ask us that? You're right. When you take all of this into account, the court's proceedings against Tina went way too smoothly today. Everything pointed to Tina being guilty without a doubt. But none of these things were as strange as his final decision. The decision to lock her away. I couldn't agree more. Finding that glove, knowing exactly what happened at the crime scene, he could explain these things easily. Maybe there were lots of witnesses, or it was sheer luck. All the procedures were legitimate, and there would be no loose ends in his accusations. Indeed, but he had grown tired of proving himself in the end. He barred us from inspecting the evidence and locked Tina in solitary confinement without offering a reason. This means he's hiding something he cannot afford to let others see, especially not us. It must be an important clue for him to break the rules in order to cover it up. Something tells me that clue is the key to uncovering the truth and proving Tina's innocence. Wow, what a brilliant deduction. With your words, this is the gate of the Hall of Justice. Oh, yeah, we should keep it down. So, all we have to do is find out what Schwab is hiding from us, and we'll be able to prove Tina's innocence, right? It sounds easy when you put it that way, but I'm worried we won't be able to figure it out in time. Huh? Schwab is definitely going to tie up any loose ends before the trial tomorrow. He knows what needs to be done to cover his tracks, which we have no idea about. I'm sure he has plenty of contingencies lined up in case something goes wrong. The odds of him succeeding are heavily in his favor. So what? Are we just waiting until the trial and hoping for the best? If we do, Tina will definitely be found guilty, which means we need to dig up some clues before the trial begins. If we can't get to the bottom of Schwab's secret, we'll have to search for other clues. Haha, an interesting suggestion! And something tells me you already know where to start, don't you? Hey, you three better not do anything stupid, you hear me? Oh, come now, Lou, you would never dream of it. I still have more investigations, so I'll be leaving now. If you three get caught doing something stupid, I was never here, and we never had this conversation, understand? Yeah. It's better this way, Matthew. More people would only get in the way. Now come closer, you two. Sure, what is it? If Schwab was willing to break the rules in order to hide his secret, we'll have to do the same if we want to beat him. But how exactly? We're going to break into Schwab's house. What? If we can't get near the suspect or the evidence, we'll just have to go with the next best thing, Schwab himself. And his home is the safest place to keep his secrets. If he's truly hiding something important, that would be the best place to start looking. But wouldn't that be against the law? This is interesting. What a wonderful idea. Then that settles it. Let's go pay the good Judge's manor a visit. Guess I'm the only one who cares about the law anymore. Fine, I'm in. The only reason we're in this predicament is that our opponent did the same to us. When the time comes, I'll gladly take full responsibility for breaking into his house. But what matters most right now is making sure that Tina isn't punished for a crime she didn't commit. Full responsibility, you say? That kind of honesty is only going to cause problems for you in the future, you know. You're right. Proving Tina's innocence comes first. So, should we get going now? There's still one last thing we have to do before that. I don't know if you two noticed, but those guards behind us have been following us for quite some time. Schwab must have ordered them to keep tabs on us. There's no way he just let us go. Looks like we're just gonna have to shake them off then. My thoughts exactly. Should be easy enough. After all, I'm a pro when it comes to running away. Don't forget, I have an extra set of eyes on them. That's right, we can use your psychic abilities on them. So, as a resident escape artist, what should be our first move? Pretty simple, actually. First step to running away is to start running. And it seems the Eclipsites didn't even appear in the story. Oh, we need to, like, literally run. Proceed to the exit quickly. There's 2 exits, interestingly enough. I could do this. And I should be able to get to the exit in 2 turns. Unless some of those Eclipsites obstruct the way, which they didn't. So that's perfect. Oh, the exit moves, apparently. Interesting. Yellow. And now I can continue across the yellow tiles. Yep, just like that. And the final exit. Gotcha. No, I thought he has some converter ability, but alas. Why do I even have Barton in my team? I mean, he can deal decent damage, but I'd much rather have another converter. I guess I could always give up Uriah. Oh, well, that's no bueno. This used to be yellow. Now it's green. Can I maybe get a... No, I can't get Aurora time. Okay. Done. Turn right up ahead. Ah, this is positively exhausting. Well, are there any guards following our trail? Nope, not a single one. What? Then why are we still running? Aren't we going to Schwab's house right now? I'm certain this is the right way. Yes, but if nobody's chasing after us, why can't we just... Why? Yes, but if nobody's chasing after us, we can just walk the rest of the way there. Besides, how do you know his home is this way? Because I told him. We're low on time, so I thought running there would be quicker. You could have at least told me that we lost the guards. I was terrified that they were on our heels this entire time. Alright, keep your voice down. His house is just up ahead. Why, outside of the Salarman or Lumopolis Gardens. Looks like they have a lot of guards and servants posted at the entrance. How are we supposed to avoid them and search for clues? You're right, it won't be easy. If any of them see us, we'll be sitting next to Tina on the dock tomorrow. Knowing that, are you two still willing to go through with this? I guess it's our only choice if we want to prove Tina's innocent. We must do it, no matter how dangerous it might be. There's one silver lining to this reckless scheme. Schwab's home is definitely large enough to afford us plenty of places to hide. With that and some psychic abilities, we should be able to avoid the dangers well enough. I'll make sure to keep a close eye on our surroundings. Just leave it to me. So how exactly do we set foot inside the manor? I'm not sure we have enough time to wait for the guards to change shifts. It doesn't matter, since we won't be entering through the front gate. Oh, did you happen to see another gate then? No, but look at that garden over there. It has plenty of hedges that we can use for cover. Once we're close enough, we'll just jump over the wall. Jump over the wall? You're right. It's perfect for staying out of sight, and look, the wall's not that tall either. Come on, let's get moving. Roger. Oh, wait a minute, you two. Don't you think jumping the wall is a bit unbecoming? After all, I'm a proud member of the Sawyer. Forget it. Honestly, you commoners are going to be the death of me. And yet, he goes along with the plan. Matthew, you tsundere. N9, sneaky. Ooh, just a single enemy. Dretcher. Are the basements of all nobles filled with so much muck? That's water, so I go thunder. Why must I do something so foolish? Just grin and bear it, Matthew. We're doing this to clear Tina's name. See, we've already made it into the manor. Everything looks so elegant here. So this is Schwab's home, huh? Yeah, I have to admit, it makes me feel a bit envious. The Salar family is one of the most influential in all of Lumopolis. What we see here is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to their wealth, I'm sure. Alright, give it a rest already. I think I see someone up ahead. Let's go take a look. Hey, I see them too. Wait, is that Schwab? Forgive us, Master Schwab. We lost their trails. The Caelestite and the two judges used the winding paths to their advantage, so we couldn't catch up to them. Is this why I hired you fools, Useless, the lot of you. Forgive us, my lord. Enough. What's done is done. Now that they're on the run, perhaps some good will come of your idiotic mistake. Return to your posts. Yes, Master Schwab. So his men were spying on us. Ha! As if I would let him do as he pleases. I'm just glad we managed to find Schwab so quickly. Let's keep following him and see what he's gonna do. Any changes in his behavior might provide us with the clues we need. Roger? Lest you two forget, Schwab is not a man who can be easily understood. If he's willing to break the law before the entire hall of justice, who knows what unspeakable acts he is capable of performing in the privacy of his own home. Okay, now it's starting to scare me. Good. Your fear will keep you on your toes. Come, let's not lose sight of him. Your tea, my lord. Good, give it to me. The kitchen is preparing some desserts. Shall I bring you a plate, master? That won't be necessary. I have other matters to attend to right now. Do not disturb me until I have finished with them. Yes, Master Schwab. He sent his servant away. Could these matters be so wicked that even his own people cannot be privy to them? Maybe he just wants to be alone for a while? What did I click? Something in the chat. Honestly, and just have you no imagination? Did I or did I not just say that Schwab is not a man who can be easily understood? Fine, I get it. Still, how bad could it be? What could a complicated man like him possibly do in his own garden? Look, he's raising his hand now. Looks like he's holding something. It's a needle. He has a needle in his hand. A needle? For what purpose? Does he mean to use it on himself? No, not on himself. It's a voodoo doll. He's using it on that doll in his other hand. Why is he doing that to a doll? I've heard of this before. A type of curse involving the use of dolls. A curse? Works by taking something from a person's body, usually hair or blood, and placing it inside a doll. By doing so, the doll becomes spiritually linked to that person. Pricking or harming the doll inflicts the same pain and injuries on the target of the curse, and eventually the person would die an excruciatingly painful death. Ah, he did it again. I think I've heard of curses like that, but I never expected someone like Schwab to dabble into dark arts. Well, I don't find it surprising at all. I've long since seen through his gentle, noble charade. I don't know. Curses like this are usually just some creepy superstition, right? Besides, this would be an egregious violation of Dumopolis' faith. I see. Doesn't matter if the curse is real or not. What matters is whether or not people believe in it. And it's clear to me that Schwab believes in it. Which means that somewhere in the world there's a person who Schwab hates enough to want to kill them. But who? Who could it be? Who could have wronged him so badly that he would wish death on them? I've no idea, but it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? By most accounts, Schwab lives a near-perfect life. I can't imagine who could ruin that for him. Unless his hatred comes from a place where no one can easily see it. When you put it that way, yes, it makes perfect sense now. Clearly his anger stems from a long-lost yet unforgettable love. If that's true, we need to do something about it right away. It would mean the difference between life and death for someone out there. Let's not be hasty. We must wait for him to show clear and undeniable evidence of wrongdoing before we can interfere. What could we do right now, given our current knowledge? Stop him from pricking that poor doll. Hey, you don't think those superstitions are true, do you? You mean using a doll to curse someone? Yeah, because if they are, it's possible that we're witnessing a murder scene. Now for the finishing touch. Let this tiny, wretched existence... We have to stop him. Hurry. Oh, that's a lot of pins. Be reborn. My, you're a cute one, aren't you? Now then, what should I name you? How about Chestnut? So that's a stuffed hedgehog? That sure does look like a hedgehog. Even gave it a fitting name, see? Doesn't look... See? It does look like a little chestnut. So what are we freaking out about? Quite anxious. Can't believe how stupid we are, talking about Schwab murdering someone. Well, trial and error is just a natural part of an investigation. Only by eliminating all other possibilities will the truth reveal itself. It's all a part of the process. Whatever helps you sleep at night, Lane. Ahem. Anyway, let's just forget about our conversation just now and focus on helping Tina. Schwab's going back inside now, most likely to prepare for tomorrow's trial. We should go get a closer look. It appears my little experiment is still far from complete. Perhaps I'll make more progress today. Did you hear that? An experiment? Yeah, what could he possibly be researching in there? Nothing good, I presume. After all, he's a difficult man to understand. Not this again, Matthew. Let's not jump to any crazy conclusions again, not after last time. Maybe it's just a small at-home experiment, could be a hobby of his. Wow! Was that an explosion? What in the blazes is he doing in there? I don't know. Should we get a little closer and see? How? There's nowhere to hide in that room. If we get any closer than we are now, our cover will be blown. Another explosion. Could it be he's making a bomb? A bomb? Wait. We're jumping to conclusions again. And why not? This is more or less the family business of the Salars. But why would he be researching explosives? Well, the more intricately designed a place is, the more susceptible it is to explosives. Lumopolis is no exception. Think about it. Someone would come to court for the vandalism of the statues. What if it's a clock tower or a church? The consequences would be far more unimaginable. By harnessing the destructive power of bombs, they can use fear to force others to obey them. I don't know, his bomb didn't put as much as a scratch on his house. Which is why he called it his little experiment. Once he fully understands the science behind it, he can use Luminatics to make his bombs 100 times more powerful. If he succeeds, Schwab could upend our entire society as we know it. All of Lumopolis could even fall under his control. Is it really that serious? Another failed attempt. Who knew that making caramel pudding could be so difficult? Oh, so he's like one of the neighbors from Dragon Maid that causes unimaginable noise by just making some steamed vegetables. Well, he's not gonna be a cook, that's for sure. So, you're saying he's gonna take over Lumopolis with pudding? Is he some kind of idiot? How does he manage to produce explosions while baking desserts? Here's a better question. How could both of your guesses be so completely and utterly wrong? Shh, he's coming back outside. Quick, hide! Another waste of time and effort. Perhaps it's time to do something more productive. Now, where did I put that cellar key? Ah, here it is. I should check things one last time before tomorrow's trial. Pardon me, Master Schwab, but dinner is ready. Did I not make it perfectly clear that I do not wish to be disturbed right now? Forgive me, Master. I meant no offense, but the food is already on the table. Very well, but let this be the last time you interrupt me. Schwab went to dinner. I don't think we'll be able to follow him over there, not with all those servants around. Did you hear what he said before he left? Let me guess. It has something to do with him being difficult to understand? Very funny. But no, he mentioned something about the cellar. Do use your brains for once, would you? Right before he was called to dinner, he pulled out a key to the manor's cellar. And look, he left that key in the lock over there. Shall we take a look inside? Who knows what secrets we'll find just beyond that door? It does seem like the perfect opportunity and all, but we still haven't found anything that'll help us prove Tina's innocence. I don't know if breaking into Schwab's cellar is the right idea. If you truly believe she's innocent, even the truth has to be... Then the truth has to be here in Schwab's house somewhere. Even if he's just a pawn in all of this, there must be some sort of clue left behind. If you haven't found it yet, it's because we haven't dug deep enough. You're right. There's no going back now. So, let's go see what's in that cellar. Man, it's black as pitch in here. It's black as pitch in there. I can't see a thing. There appears to be a staircase leading further down. We can try feeling our way forward. Tina? Tina, are you here? Wait, I thought Enjas had some psychic powers. Can you use them to sense what lies ahead? I can try, yeah. Having a Celestite at one's side can prove quite useful at times now. Well, what do you see? Are there any light sources we can use, like candles or a torch? This cellar seems to go down really far. Oh, something's heading our way. Is that... Eclipsites. Of course. Wah! What is it? What did you see? Run! Get back to the entrance! A mob of Eclipsites is charging towards us. So that would mean the guy, the judge, whatever his name is, I already forgot, is harboring Eclipsites for whatever nefarious purposes. Sure. And yeah, I'm gonna leave that for later. Okay, I can get 2 of them. I was hoping they're gonna blow up. Alas. Sure. Well, Iridion... sorry, not Iridion. What's her face? Requiem. Requiem should get rid of at least a few of them. Or perhaps not. Okay. Okay, and this should do the trick for most of them at least. Yeah, I don't have any great path. As it turns out, I don't need a great path. Oh, she's just a converter. Well, sure, what's the harm? That's gonna be an overkill, and I'm probably wasting time here, but I can't help myself. Eclipsites? What are these filthy creatures doing in Schwab's basement? Apparently nobles are fond of more than just the finer things in life. Don't lamp us all together with your vile slander. I'll have you know my family would never harbor such disgusting monsters in our home. Enough, you guys. They're getting closer. I'll hold off on the Eclipsites. You two get out of here as fast as you can. Are you sure? Of course I am. Don't underestimate the Lumopolis judge. Alright, you Eclipsite scum, take this. Oh dear, you just broke their chandelier. Looks to be crafted from Northland crystals, meaning it was quite an expensive fixture. Whoops, think they'll ask me to pay for it. If you're worried about money at a time like this, focus on the Eclipsites. Here they come again. Great, now their tea table is ruined too. And judging from its exquisite craftsmanship, I'm sure Schwab is going to lose sleep over it as well. I'm really sorry, but I don't think I'm the one to pay. I'm the one to pay since it's the Eclipsites' fault in the first place. Now's not the time, you two. Look, there's the door. We need to leave right now. Oh, hello, Schwab. We searched the entire perimeter of the estate, Master Schwab, but still no sign of any intruders. What a mess. Who or what could have caused all of this? You're certain you saw no intruders? Yes, Master. Everything appears safe, at least for the time being. It's quite possible that the culprit or culprits are experts. If they left any clues behind, we have yet to find them. Perhaps it would be best to leave this to the Hall of Justice. Surely they would investigate the matter with all due seriousness, given your status. An investigation? No, that won't be necessary. It was merely a few pieces of furniture after all. What was lost can easily be replaced. For now, have someone clean up this mess right away. Yes, Lord Schwab. The cellar door is open. Did I unlock it before I left for dinner? For me to make such a foolish mistake, it's almost unfathomable. I could go to bed early tonight. I'll need a clear head for tomorrow's trial. Oh, is he unaware of the Eclipsites? Or is it Toto? Is he hiding Toto? What on earth happened here? What kind of villain breaks into someone's home just to destroy their chandelier and tea table? Still, those broken bits might fetch a good price with the right junk dealer. It is Toto. Finally out. Did anyone manage to follow us? I don't think so. It looks like the coast is clear. How embarrassing. An entire day wasted on pointless shenanigans. What's worse is that we couldn't find Tina or even the smallest clue that could help her. How is she supposed to make it through the trial now? We've done all we can. All that remains is for us to fulfill our duties as judges. Before the trial begins, we need to take into account everything that has happened today. It's possible that the clues we're looking for are hidden in the details somewhere. It goes without saying that we'll perform our duties to the best of our abilities. However, without definite proof, we're as powerless as anyone else to change the outcome of the trial. Not to mention, we have no idea what other tricks Schwab still has up his sleeve. To go to trial against him like this would be hopeless, to say the least. There's more than one way to win, Matthew. We may not have all the cards we need in our hand, but that doesn't mean we're out of the game just yet. My, feeling so sure about ourselves, aren't we? Not in ourselves, but in the truth. One side's job is to conceal the truth, while the other's is to reveal it. Knowing that, we can have a clear advantage in the case. Besides, our little trip to Schwab's home wasn't entirely fruitless. Yeah, now you know that he harbors Eclipsites. Perhaps unknowingly? Maybe there's some sort of a tunnel leading from outside of Lumopolis into his mansion. And then, in session, don't let the smallest details slide without scrutiny and reveal the truth behind the case in the whole of justice. I want the forest team again. But I'm gonna swap Barton for some forest converter. Sure, Sicare. The next day. So it's finally about to begin. The trial of serial statue decapitations will be in session soon. Lane, Matthew, and Tina, will they be able to expose the truth before the court? And yes, Caroline and Louis too. He made it back. Of course, I gave everyone my word that I would be here for the trial, didn't I? However, something troubling was brought to my attention. I hear that Tina is the defendant. Matthew, you've really outdone yourself this time. I dare you to say that again. That's right, yeah. Tina was named the prime suspect in the case after some pieces of bizarre evidence came to light, but I'm positive everything will turn out okay. What exactly happened in the last 2 days? It's kinda a long story. I'll tell you more once we're inside the courtroom. Order, order. First, allow me to apologize to everyone for having to make so many trips to the courthouse for this case. Unfortunately, we were unable to prevent the culprit from committing multiple instances of this heinous crime. It appears that today is the day that this villain is finally brought to justice. Now, without further ado, the trial of serial statue decapitations is now in session. You guys believe in them? It's all we can do now. First, let us introduce the parties involved in today's litigation. For the prosecution, Mr. Byron, and for the defense, Tina Campbell. It brings us no small measure of shame to see one of our own Romans Division judges stand trial for such a vile crime, but all are equal in the eyes of the law, and all must be held accountable for these sins. Unbelievable. I, Schwab Salar, shall preside as the chief judge in today's trial. Judges Matthew Sawyer and Lane will join the trial, as well as other respected members of the jury. You've finally learned to show some respect to the elders. Our contributions to the investigation are just as important as anyone else's. Tell me, what are your thoughts on the case thus far? Ah, yes, I nearly forgot we are to hold our silence for now. The basic details of the case are outlined in the documents placed in front of you. Everyone is invited to review them at their own discretion. Thanks in no small part to our thorough investigative efforts, we have finally established a clear chain of events. Next, I shall deliver a brief statement on the findings of said investigative efforts concerning the case of the serial statue decapitations. Our findings show that the defendant, Tina Campbell, resorted to the destruction of statues to publicize her deep resentment towards the wave of love sweeping all of Lumopolis. In the previous two incidents, she misused her authority as a judge to destroy any evidence pointing to her wrongdoing. But thanks to Mr. Byron and his timely report, Judge Lane was fully prepared for the third and final incident. And it was at the scene of the crime that he was able to obtain a piece of vital evidence from the perpetrator, this glove. Splendid! This should be more than enough to incriminate the defendant. Indeed, I launched an investigation into the owner of this glove, and my subordinates stumbled upon a startling discovery. The other glove was found in a drawer of a desk belonging to none other than the judge, Tina Campbell. Why, it's a perfect match. And our investigation confirmed just as much. Both gloves were part of a set belonging to a single owner, and for the defense, Tina Campbell. It's not like that. Wow, Chief Judge Schwab is badass beyond his years. Based on the irrefutable evidence provided, the court hereby proposes that the defendant be charged with the destruction of public property, as well as the subversion of romance. Naturally, you are free to justify your abhorrent behavior however you see fit. Just know that nothing short of divine intervention will sway the jury into clearing you of all charges. Why, you... I hardly think that's possible. The most important quality The most important quality... What? The most important quality here when presiding over a case is impartiality. Isn't that right, my fellow jurors? I don't know what else to say about that glove. It's true that it belongs to me, but I never took it to the crime scene. I was fighting off Eclipsites at the time, and had no way of going near that statue, much less defacing it. By the time I got to the statue, the damage was already done. Are there any witnesses who can attest to that? I'm sorry, but I had gotten separated from everyone at the time, so there were no witnesses. Then it seems your testimony is unable to overturn our current conclusion. We have no other compelling evidence to offer than for the crimes of the destruction of public property and subversion of love we hereby find you... Wait. Yes, Judge Matthew? I fear I must object to your ruling, Judge Schwab. Tina couldn't possibly be the culprit behind these serial statue decapitations. She has evidence that proves she was never at the scene of the crime. Huh? Does she now? Then let us hear what you have to say, Judge Matthew. And do remember to be as rational and objective as possible in her defense. Otherwise, we may find evidence of accomplices in her crimes instead. Let's get back to the very beginning of the case. Namely, the first incident of a statue being decapitated. I have already thoroughly investigated the culprit's actions that day. Unfortunately, the defendant cannot prove that she was not at the crime scene. No, Your Honor. But what matters most is what happened after the crime was committed. That afternoon, Tina and I were at the Hall of Justice where we worked together for approximately 4 hours. I can personally attest to this. Ask any other members of the Hall who were present that day. Very well, so we worked together for 4 hours. What then? She could have easily perpetrated the crime before returning to work with you in the Hall of Justice. Wrong, Your Honor. Wrong, Your Honor. Those 4 hours are proof positive that she was never at the scene of the crime. You see, Tina suffers from a rare form of hypersomnia. Any hospital in Lumopolis can attest to this as well. As a result, the longest she can remain awake during any given day is approximately 4 hours. In other words, outside of the 4 hours that we spent working together, she had to have been asleep the rest of the time. As such, there's no way she could have vandalized the first statue. She's even sleeping at work. Does she have no shame? Can anyone really just get paid to do nothing these days? That's right, I was asleep at the time. I didn't hear about the statue until after I had woken up. Well then, is that proof that she is not to blame for the first statue? You call that an argument? Using mere speculation to not only establish an alibi for the defendant, but also pass judgment on her entire trial? If our justice system were so frivolous, we would have no need for things such as evidence or testimonies. I understand, Your Honor, you wish to see evidence, yes? Then allow me to move on to the second instance of statue decapitation. Just as the first incident, there is sufficient evidence here proving Tina Campbell was not at the crime scene. For this, Judge Lane and I can both serve as witnesses. And are you sure you mean to say witnesses and not accomplices, Judge Matthew? My, as respected judges of the whole of justice, are we not all on the same side, Your Honor? But no matter, there's one other person here today who can also serve as a witness, and I believe someone in her position would more than suffice to prove Tina's innocence. Unless, of course, you mean to imply that the Princess of Lumopolis is also an accessory to this crime. Her? At the time of the second incident, we were all in Meadow Square of the Lumopolis courtyard responding to a crisis. I see what you're saying, but we need to restore order first. Please don't panic. Follow me. What was that noise? I was the first to hear that sound of the statue being destroyed. Shortly afterwards, Judge Tina and I went over to investigate. Upon reaching the crime scene, we both discovered the statue missing its head. At no point in the course of that day's events did Judge Tina ever leave my sight. As such, I can attest with complete certainty that she was not at the crime scene when the second statue was decapitated. I believe Lady Caroline and the nun can corroborate this. It's true. Prior to the incident, Tina was with us the entire time. She had no way of carrying out the crime. Indeed, I too can stand as witness to Judge Tina's lack of involvement in the crime. Well, Your Honor, are these testimonials sufficient evidence for you? Fine. The court respects and acknowledges that any testimony given by Lady Caroline. Furthermore, your words and passion have had an effect on me, Judge Matthew. It seems I was wrong to accuse Miss Tina Campbell after all. Did we just win? The court retracts its prior judgment. We find that the defendant, Tina Campbell, is not the perpetrator behind the serial statue decapitations. We do, however, find her guilty of the third instance of a statue decapitation. Be proud of your efforts, Judge Matthew. Without them, the defendant's sentence will be reduced greatly. However, so long as the crucial piece of evidence provided earlier stands uncontested, the court will still find Tina Campbell guilty of destroying public property, as well as subverting romance. But you were already aware of that, weren't you, Judge Matthew? Complete nonsense. With that said, you still wish to continue denying the irrefutable evidence brought to the court today? Hang in there, Matthew. It's still not enough. No, Your Honor. I've said all that I needed to say. What? Haha, is that so? Yes, Your Honor. In that case, the court hereby... It's your turn, Lane. Lane? Go on, then. Newcomers are rarely presented with opportunities like this. Understood. Chief Judge Schwab, fellow jury members, and all who are gathered here today, I humbly request a few minutes of your time, so that we may draw inferences from our understanding of the crime. No, this gets kind of crazy. You would do well to consider your words wisely, Judge Lane, especially considering your humble background. Unlike Judge Matthew, you do not have the support of a noble family should the quality of your work be called into question. And unlike you, Chief Judge Schwab, I do not believe that my common background is necessarily a hindrance. At the very least, my actions have no way of reflecting ignobly upon the illustrious noble caste. But let's return to the case at hand, shall we? Your Honor seems to be quite insistent on that piece of crucial evidence. I suggest we perform an even more detailed review of this case and leave no stone unturned. By closely examining every detail, I believe we will find some trace of the true culprit, something that will point us in the direction of the truth. Oh, how professional. I like how things are proceeding. Some trace of the true culprit, huh? Did you finally discover something, Lane? Let's recall what happened at the stairway to the skies yesterday, just prior to the incident. In order to protect the statue at the top of the stairs, we attempted to stop the parade from proceeding. To our surprise, we found a group of small Eclipsites skulking just behind the procession. I immediately engaged them in battle. Not long afterward, Judge Tina caught up to me. Oh, now combat. Okay. I was wondering, where's it gonna start? Seems like they wanted me to pick, I don't know, yellow team for this map? Maybe, because the most powerful Eclipsite here is forest, is water. So they probably wanted me to play a thunder team here. Alas. No, not quite. This way. Okay, and again, it seems to be an extermination mission. With the goal of destroying 12 Eclipsites. Well, as soon as Lukoa's skill charges, I think it's gonna be one and done. And they're gonna get hit by the traps. Yep. And Lukoa? Not quite yet. Okay. That's fine. Okay, just 2 more kills. And I'm stunned, of course. And done. Wiped out, almost completely. Easy. Not gonna lie, the events are kinda too easy in Alchemy Stars. I kicked the first Eclipsite down the stairs. The second I impaled with my weapon. The last one, however, was blown to pieces by Tina's fist. Okay, are such details really necessary? With a small band of Eclipsites defeated, Tina and I began to make our way back to the statue and reconvene with the others. But the crowds were thick that day, and cutting through them proved to be a difficult task. As a result, I was separated from Tina in the crowd. It wasn't until after the incident that I finally saw her again. Trying to get through all those people was a nightmare. I could barely move half the time. That much we can agree on, but this does not prove that Tina Campbell was not at the scene of crime that day. Let's set that aside for just a moment, Your Honor. Instead, let us turn our attention to the moment that the incident occurred. When I finally reached the statue, I was ambushed by yet another group of Eclipsites. As we were fighting off the Eclipsites, the culprit had a perfect opportunity to strike. Taking advantage of the surrounding chaos, they reached out a gloved hand and shattered the statue's head. I managed to grab hold of their hand, but the culprit was hiding among the Eclipsites, which prevented me from getting a clear look at their face or body. In the end, the culprit was able to wriggle out of my grasp and escape, leaving behind a single glove. The glove that has been provided as key evidence in the case, yes? Lady Carlene and Judge Matthew did short work of the Eclipsites soon afterward, but the culprit was nowhere to be seen. Once the dust settled, Judge Tina finally reappeared and joined us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, of the court is the full account of the events surrounding the statue's decapitation. And a very well-worded account at that. Thank you for your contribution, Judge Lane. With this in mind, it stands to reason that the owner of the glove is the perpetrator of the crime. That, in turn, was the rationale that led us to arrest the defendant, Tina Campbell. Forgive me, Your Honor, but you're jumping to conclusions. I beg your pardon. Based on the information we gathered at the crime scene regarding the culprit, We know that the culprit managed to smash the statue's head with their bare hand while wearing that glove. The person we apprehended, on the other hand, is just the young lady who is the rightful owner of the glove. If you compare the two more closely, you'll find more inconsistency than anything else. I feel that you are overthinking things, Judge Lane. Does it not stand to reason that the glove owner is the person most likely to have worn it at the crime scene? It does, Your Honor, but you're missing the point. Does Judge Tina look like she can pulverize a statue's head with her bare hands? Oh, a new angle? When you really think about it, how could a little girl break a statue with her bare hands? It seems you've gotten lost in your own thought processes, Judge Lane. Have you already forgotten what you said not 2 minutes ago? I kicked the first Eclipsite down the stairs. The second I impaled with my weapon. The last one, however, was blown to pieces by Tina's fist. Surely you know your colleague better than that. After all, she is the inheritor of the Campbell family's divine hand. For someone who can completely obliterate an Eclipsite with a single punch, a statue's head should pose no problem at all. That's right, she's no ordinary girl. Young man, you need to put a little more thought into your deductions. Guess he fell just short of the mark, huh? Yeah, but Tina is left-handed. Her magic arm is her left arm, but the glove found at the place of crime was the right glove. That's my assumption. If only Lane was able to get just a small step ahead of the enemy and find something that slipped their notice. Yes. Tina inherited the divine hand. Then the assumption is that she used it to smash the statue's head, correct? Correct. It's the only logical conclusion after all. And while I must applaud you for your rigorous methods of analysis, Judge Lane, for future trials I suggest you share your analysis with me prior to the start of our proceedings, instead of wasting the court's valuable time. I don't think I wasted anyone's time at all, Your Honor. All of my inferences were for the sole purpose of getting you to arrive at this very conclusion. Namely, Tina used the divine hand to smash the statue's head. Get to the point, Judge Lane. What is it you're trying to say? Now that we have arrived at this conclusion, all we need to do is look back once again to realize the truth. That glove, that piece of crucial evidence, is not irrefutable proof of her guilt, but of her innocence. What? Your Honor, please allow me to show everyone in the court the perpetrator's glove. It's possible that the glove was purged of any incriminating evidence while it was in your possession, Your Honor, but it doesn't matter, so long as it's still the same glove from the crime scene. We can be sure of that, right, Your Honor? Are you questioning my ability to preserve case evidence, one of the most fundamental responsibilities of the whole of justice? Glad to learn. I ask everyone... Yeah, it's the right glove. I ask everyone to take a good, long look at this glove. It's a right-handed glove, isn't it? Enough, Judge Lane, get to the point. What difference does it make which hand it goes on? Huh? Ah! The right hand. That explains everything. Wait, I don't get it. What's going on? It seems you've realized it too, Your Honor. There's but a single fatal flaw in your conclusion. Tina's divine hand, which is indeed capable of destroying a statue's head, requires the use of her left hand. However, this glove is a right-handed glove. Oh, 2 more people came to the stream. Hey, hello, welcome. Oh, I get it now. Left, right. And after spending the entire trial emphasizing the importance of this crucial piece of evidence, I think we can all safely agree with you now, Your Honor. Now that we know this is not the glove that covers Tina's divine hand, I wonder what manner of conclusion will be drawn. Well, Your Honor, would you kindly grace the court with your thoughts? You... Way to go, Lane. Same evidence used to incriminate Tina also proves her innocence. Looks like the scales are finally tipping back in our favor. This is unbelievable. Very well then, I have no choice but to acknowledge and accept your rebuttal. Due to insufficient evidence at this time, the court is unable to find the defendant guilty of the aforementioned crimes. Therefore, the statue decapitator remains at large. This is great. They did it, Carleen. They really pulled it off. Indeed, this is wonderful. To witness justice being preserved in the whole of justice has been a great honor. So, if the perpetrator is still at large, does that mean I'm innocent? Of course, Tina. You're always innocent. You owe us quite a debt of gratitude, you know, especially to our commoner newbie. For his first major case, he did remarkably well. I couldn't agree more. Thank you both so much for all that you've done for me. I'm proud to call you my dearest colleagues. Hey, what's this supposed to mean? After wasting half a day debating ourselves hoarse, you mean to tell me that you had the wrong person? Incredible, simply incredible. Forcing me to sit through all that deliberation only to say that we're right back where we started. I told you a lot before, my patience is at its limit. If we don't bring this case to a close by the end of the day, I'll bring this entire romance division of the courts to a close. Let's not be hasty, my good sir. As it stands, we've only discussed half of the matter. Half? Take your seat over here with us, Judge Tina. It's time for someone else to serve as the defendant now. Huh? Who do you mean? After the Romance Division's exhaustive investigation of the case and all evidence provided, I, Judge Lane, and I, Judge Matthew, hereby charge Mr. Schwab Salad with the crimes of destroying public property and subverting love. Chief Judge Schwab, please take the stand. What? He's accusing Schwab? Don't tell me this is also part of the plan, Angius. Well, we did have our suspicions about Schwab yesterday, but I didn't know they were actually going to accuse him of anything. Did you and the others manage to find any incriminating evidence? Not at all. Accusing me, are you? Do you have any idea what you're doing, Judge Lane? I'm only doing my duty, sir. Huh, you had better hope so. Because I can tell you now, I have an unquestionable alibi for each of the 3 incidents. Wherever this silly inquiry might lead, know that the entire Hall of Justice will corroborate my story. I have nothing more to say about your illogical accusations for now. Rest assured, Judge Schwab, my inquiry will be short and simple. I, too, can attest to your airtight alibis for all 3 instances of wrongdoing in this case. And yet you refuse to withdraw your pointless accusation? That's correct, sir, because the culprit had no need to be present at the crime scene. May I call upon a new witness? A witness? Please approach the stand and prepare to swear under oath. When did he find a witness for this? I wonder who it is. Oh, it's Toto. Hello. Can I talk now? An Eclipsite, and one that can speak no less. Toto? Huh? What's he doing here? Having an Eclipsite serve as a witness? What was he thinking? Have you lost your mind? How dare you bring that filthy creature into a hallowed court of the Hall of Justice? Do you seek to undermine all that we have established? There's no reason to worry. We've confirmed, without a doubt, that this Eclipsite is perfectly harmless. No one here is in danger. He's only here to help us uncover the truth with his testimony, nothing more. I believe we are all here for the very same reason, yes? Well, if his testimony furthers the trial, I suppose it's acceptable. Toto looks even skinnier than the last time. This is probably unprecedented in the Hall of Justice's entire history. I wonder what kind of testimony he's going to give. Allow me to introduce myself. Please don't be afraid of me. I'm nothing more than an average low-level Eclipsite. I accidentally ate an experimental object in Ganon City. I have no idea what it was, but my body began to transform, and at the same time I gained a certain level of sentience. Huh, how typical of the Illumina Federation to dabble in such unspeakable research. Wow, his universe has gotten a lot smoother since the last time we spoke. From that moment on, my connection to other Eclipsites grew weaker. I couldn't control them anymore, but they couldn't control me either. Living among the other Eclipsites got harder and harder. There was no way for me to finish my work without constant complications. The leader couldn't tolerate it and eventually forced me to leave. She said, if you want to cause trouble, go cause trouble for the Aurorians. So there are even Eclipsites the Eclipsites can stand. Don't feel sorry for it. The enemy of your enemy might not necessarily be your friend. Not long afterward, I started learning everything I could about Aurorians, their language, their cultures. I traveled all over the land looking for work wherever I could, but no matter where I went, I kept getting fired. Life has been hard, but I'm much happier than I have ever been. I would never hurt anyone, because I like living as an Aurorian. I don't want to be hated anymore. He's right. Toto would never hurt a fly. He's even sweeter than most Aurorians. Please don't feel threatened by him. Eclipsite that lives like an Aurorian. The times have changed, it seems. Thank you, Toto. That will do for an introduction. Please tell the court your reason for coming here and serving as a witness in today's trial. I came to report an Aurorian for unlawful behavior. And who would that be? That man there. The one sitting above everyone else. The man called Schwab. You... What crime did he commit? He was the one who broke the statues. He has alibis that prove he was never at the crime scenes, so what makes you so certain that he was the culprit? He didn't need to be there to destroy them. That's because he can... He can what? He can control Eclipsites. Interesting. Does he have a seed in him? If that allows him to do that, that makes him a part of the Eclipse. Interesting. Or is it his research that deals with controlling Eclipsites? Huh. 34 minutes left. We better speed this up. Boss is the 4 knights. Okay. I want forest. Again. Control Eclipsites? My heavens, do you have any idea what you are implying? To consort with Eclipsites is a crime most grievous here in Lumopolis. What ridiculous testimony. Do you really think that you could accuse me of conspiring with Eclipsites by using the testimony of one of their kind? What a mockery of justice. A drunkard's testimony would hold more water than that of a foul Eclipsite. When it comes to framing others, your skills are still sorely lacking, Lane. Is that so? Then perhaps I should take a page or two out of your book, Judge Schwab. I don't need to frame you to prove your guilt. It's just as you say, the testimony of a single Eclipsite isn't nearly enough to implicate you for these crimes. But what if that Eclipsite played a special role in that case? A special role? If you would be so kind, Toto. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I'll accept my punishment here and now. Huh? What do you mean, Toto? What mistake are you talking about? Honestly, one moment it's accusing the chief judge and the next it's admitting its own guilt. Stop wasting our time and speak clearly, I say. Sorry, the truth is... I was the one who destroyed the statues. What? Ah, so it was you. You're the one who destroyed my wife and my lover? Yes, it was me. Why, you rotten little... Wait, I didn't do it on purpose. I was forced to. Schwab was the one who made me do it every single time. Please, everyone, have mercy on me. What? Is this really what happened? It all started about 2 weeks ago. I had just arrived in Lumopolis and I was getting ready to look for a job. But Lumopolis is so big and I didn't know the roads very well. Before I knew it, it was already night. After that, I ran into a group of Eclipsites in Lumopolis courtyard. Well, there have been multiple sightings of Eclipsite activity in the city lately. This much is true, at least. I didn't expect to find more of my kind in the city. It felt strange. As I stood there trying to understand things, they assumed I was just another lost Eclipsite. They were very insistent on making me join their ranks. Despite my confusion, I followed them until finally we arrived at the Salar Manor. Hey, that's Schwab's home. That's right. That was where I saw him for the first time. It was the most shocking thing I have ever seen. He was ordering the Eclipsites around as if they were slaves. And the Eclipsites, they obeyed his every command. I had no way of escaping, so I had to pretend to be one of them. That's when he locked us all in the Salar Manor's cellar. The cellar? So he was holding those Eclipsites captive in there all along. No wonder... Have you been there before? I don't think this is the right time or place to tell you. I'll talk to you about that after the trial. Cease this nonsense right now. Can you believe the absolute cut swallow being spewed from this foul creature's mouth? I have no reason to endure this ludicrous slander any longer. We'll see if it's slander soon enough, Judge Schwab. Please tell us what happened afterward, Toto. While this part of your testimony is shocking, indeed, it has little to do with the serial statue decapitations. Oh, right. Let me tie it back to the case. Once in a while, Schwab would pull some of us out of the cellar to carry out his orders. I was desperate for a chance to escape, so I acted even more restless than my brethren. And eventually, he picked me for one of his tasks. Specifically, he told me to wait until the moon ballroom rose into the sky and then to destroy the statues below it. Oh, that matches the knowledge we have of the case perfectly. The first 2 times were the statues in front of the Hall of Justice and Meadow Square. In front of the Hall of Justice? That was my lover. I am deeply sorry for your loss, Mr. Byron. Perhaps it was because the first 2 times went so smoothly, but Schwab asked more of me for the third time. He told me to put on a strange glove before breaking the third statue. That explains the glove. And once I finished, I was to leave the glove at the crime scene. That's when I went to the stairway to the skies for a group of Eclipsites. But just after I shattered the statue's head, Judge Lane managed to grab my right hand. I barely avoided capture that day. Thankfully, I was able to wriggle my hand out of the glove and run away. With that, my task was a success. Is this the glove you left behind? Yes, that's the one. It adds up. It all adds up now. It appears Toto's testimony lines up with the evidence provided in this trial. Next, let us... lines up, you say? This testimony of his sounds entirely rehearsed and utterly falsified narrative. Is there any evidence, any at all, that proves even one sentence of what he spoke is the truth? So, despite his willingness to plead guilty, you still don't find his testimony reliable enough, Judge Schwab? Of course not. Just because a witness pleads guilty doesn't mean they are the culprit. I have more than enough reason to suspect that someone brought this Eclipsite in order to frame me with it. Bought this Eclipsites in order to frame me with it. After all, using an inferior life form to incriminate a high-ranking judge would be quite a bargain, wouldn't you agree? What's that supposed to mean? Besides, you're the one incriminating me. I just came to Lumopolis to find work. I never wanted to get captured and bossed around because we were scheming. If someone hadn't left the cellar door open yesterday, I never would have found my freedom again. I see. It seems this cellar is quite the area of interest. Nonsense. It's spewing nonsense again. My home has no cellar of any kind. Oh yeah? Why don't we send someone to search it and hear what they have to say? Search my home? That would be illegal, you foolish monster. The privacy of the Salar family is entitled to the fullest protection of the law. But how could that be? Judge Schwab is perfectly correct. We have no right to launch an investigation into the Salar family's private residence. Unless, of course, you have proven yourself guilty. What? I'm sure you've realized it too, Judge Schwab. After all, the words came from your own mouth. Just because a witness pleads guilty doesn't mean they are the culprit. You spoke those words because you know everything hinges on them. The moment the whole of justice finds him guilty, everything he said will be subjected to the highest level of scrutiny. That's because his testimony was also an admission of guilt. And if the court accepts this Eclipsite's testimony, it also accepts the fact that he rebelled against someone who was pulling the strings from behind the scenes. The whole of justice will then be granted every authority to investigate the elements of Toto's testimony to the fullest extent of the law. If that were to happen, the question of whether or not the Salar Manor has a cellar would be answered sooner rather than later. Spare me your contrivances, Lane. I know full well what you are planning. You're simply using an insignificant case and an even more insignificant Eclipsite to violate the Salar family's privacy. Mark my words, Lane, you will not succeed. Hey, whose case are you calling insignificant? Shut your mouth, wretch! What was that? I've had just about enough of this farce of a trial. As the Chief Judge, I declare that Eclipsite's testimony has no bearing on the case whatsoever. As stated previously, this case's trial must be postponed due to a present lack of compelling evidence. Court is adjourned until such a day that conclusive evidence is brought to light. Wait, I have proof of my guilt. It's right here, right in this courtroom. Let me guess, another pointless story meant to implicate me. I have proof, really. And what exactly is this proof, Toto? It's the glove that was left at the crime scene. The glove? I'm positive that Schwab has already cleaned that glove to get rid of any trace of Eclipsites, but before I broke the statue, I used my fingernails to scratch a hole in the glove. That's not something he can just wash away. What? I see. So if we can find that hole in the glove, it proves that you were the one wearing it, which, in turn, would prove that you are the culprit in the crime. That's right. Judge Schwab, may we please inspect the piece of evidence once again? Please hand it over for the court to see. If the court is to be adjourned shortly, I promise it won't take long. This will be our last order of business for today. Judge Schwab? This is precisely why I think love is disgusting. What? Wait, does that mean he... I find it disgusting to be surrounded by so many adoring commoners, constantly approaching me, constantly trying to pry into my private life, presumptuous fools. And yes, you people remind me so much of them. You say you find love disgusting? Of course I do. What you people call love is nothing more than an inescapable nightmare. To be surrounded by my peers every single day, to have to endure their excessive flattery at every turn. As a student, my desk was piled high with love letters, and my home was filled with gifts during the holidays just for me. Do you people have any idea how painful it's to be loved by everyone? What the heck is he talking about? Your guess is as good as mine. At first, I thought things would get better after I started working. I would never have expected a wave of vomit-inducing love would sweep across the entire city like this. And as if to compound my suffering, they made me the chief judge of this humiliating romance division within the Hall of Justice. That's right, I couldn't stand it anymore, so I plotted the destruction of the statues. I knew those shallow, even the organizers were planning to use them as the centerpieces of their vile celebration, and I swore to stop them at all cost. You're the shallow one for using violence to send your message of hatred. So that's why you ordered the Eclipsites to destroy the statues? Yes, I was the one who sent them. Their filthy natures are perfect for defiling a so-called celebration of love. Does this mean I can take everything you just said as an admission of guilt? You can dispense with the false formalities now, Lane. You've already gotten all the proof you need. You won. My only mistake was that I forgot to destroy the tool that I used for the crime. I never thought it would come back to testify against me like this. No, Schwab. The reason you lost isn't nearly that complicated. The reason you lost is that you didn't show us the glove. What? Wait a minute. Isn't the glove the piece of evidence we needed to win? Could it be that it was all a bluff? Oh, yeah. Phew. Thank goodness that's over. I can finally breathe normally now. I must say, Lane, you really are a master of misdirection. You people, you tricked me. That accursed Eclipsite never left any kind of hole in it. But wait, there's more. Don't you think you find it a little too coincidental? That the only Eclipsite who managed to escape your home is the same one who you ordered to destroy the statue? Don't tell me you... Ready for a little overtime, then? Of course. With the case as unclear as ever, it's my job to collect as much information as possible before the trial. Still, I didn't expect you would choose to tag along with me. Tell me, commoner, what's that an insult to my work ethic or my friendship with Tina just now? It matters not, I suppose. Let's just set aside our differences for now and focus on the case. Sorry to bother, but is the Hall of Justice still open? What's this? An Eclipsite? And on the doorstep of the Hall of Justice, no less. Prepare to die, fiend. Oh, wait, don't hurt me. I'm here to report a crime. I beg your pardon. An Eclipsite reporting a crime. Let's listen to what he has to say. Besides, if he causes any trouble, exterminating him won't be an issue. Fine. Tell us about this crime, then, and make it quick. Okay. Allow me to introduce myself. And that's when he rounded us all up and locked us in the Salamano's cellar. But how could this be? I mean, it does explain why we encountered the Eclipsites in the cellar. Yeah, that's when I escaped with the rest of them. What? And that means we're the ones who rescued you. And I couldn't be more grateful. You guys are my heroes. So you want to accuse Schwab? So we want to accuse Schwab of harboring Eclipsites against their will? Yes. I know that Lumopolis law would never protect an Eclipsite, but I know he must be up to something even worse. Simple enough task. Just come to the courthouse tomorrow and tell everyone what you just told us. Soon everyone will know exactly what Schwab has been doing in the shadows. Sure, I can do that. Do you have any proof? Proof? Remember, you're an Eclipsite. We've been to the Salar family's cellar, so we can trust your words, but what about the others? Without any evidence, all Schwab has to do is deny your testimony and you will be thrown out. Not only that, he may even come after you once the trial is over. Going forward with this would be an extremely dangerous decision. I'm sorry, but I don't have any evidence. It took all I had just to escape from his cellar. Hey, we can't afford to surrender simply because we have no evidence. Why don't we try paying another visit to the Salar Manor? Wait, I don't think we need to go that far. I have an idea. Go on. Since we don't have proof, all we have to do is get him to admit to the crimes. You're joking, right? How could we get him to admit to them without any proof? Tell me, why do you think he was keeping Eclipsites captive in the first place? Well, for him to do something so dangerous, it would have to be for a very important reason. I think he somehow ordered them to destroy the statues. What makes you say that? Remember when I grabbed the culprit's hand back at the stairway to the skies? After you and the others wiped out the rest of the Eclipsites, there was no one else around. The top of the stairway to the skies is a huge open space. There's no way anyone could disappear from our sight that quickly. Unless, of course, the culprit was an Eclipsite. Oh, I see now. If the culprit was an Eclipsite, we would have gotten rid of it along with the others. That would explain why we never found them. This is the most likely reason, yes. So how are you planning to use this information? First, we're going to make Toto out to be the culprit. Next, we're going to have him give our version of the truth as his testimony. So long as our hunch is close enough to the truth, Schwab will believe that Toto was the Eclipsite who he ordered to destroy the statues. It's perfect. So your goal is to make him believe we have incriminating evidence on him, and then, once he acknowledges defeat, he'll confess to his crimes out of frustration. That's right. We'll have to beat him in a battle of wits. So what do you say, Toto? Are you willing to lie under oath? As long as it exposes Schwab, I'll do it. Good. We'll spend the rest of the day rehearsing your lines then. If we want to maximize our chances of success, we'll need to come up with something convincing. Something that will make Schwab doubt himself enough to believe we're telling the truth. You miserable charlatans! All we did was fight fire with fire, Judge Schwab. To think that the culprit was the chief judge all along. This is unbelievable. How could any of you stoop so low? You call yourselves members of the Hall of Justice? Even so, the court was ultimately able to bring the truth to light, wasn't it? Sometimes the only way to defeat the darkness is with darkness itself. It's over, Judge Schwab. Come along peaceably and take responsibility for your actions. It's over, you say? It seems you two have made a single crucial mistake, Lane. Would you like to guess what it is? What do you mean? Your mistake was assuming that things would come to an end once you uncovered the truth. Screeny. As the Chief Judge, I hereby declare that Judge Lane, Judge Tina, and Judge Matthew are all complicit in the crimes brought before the court. The three perpetrators shall be immediately arrested upon the adjournment of this trial. What madness is this, Schwab? Everyone here just heard you confess. You're the real culprit, not us. Oh my, it appears we have yet to reach a consensus on this case. Very well then, we shall have the jury vote on it instead. The jury? Please deliver your closing statement, Judge Lane. In light of all that has happened, I conclude that Schwab Salar is the true culprit in this case. Good, good. Those who agree with this accusation, raise your hands. Let's see, Lane, Matthew, Tina, and Judge Junior. 4 votes in total. It seems your words have swayed quite a number of hearts, Lane. That's because I speak the truth. On the other hand, I conclude that Judges Lane, Tina, and Matthew are the true culprits in the case. Those who agree with my conclusion, please knock once on the table. Thud, 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 thud. But there, your vote, 4 votes, including my own vote, which makes 5. It appears my conclusion was just slightly more compelling than your own. You replaced everyone on the jury with your own henchmen. Your henchmen? They must all be Eclipsites beneath those masks. The votes have been cast and a clear decision has been made. The court finds Lane, Matthew, and Tina guilty. There's something wrong with those jurors. Such intense dark flow, they really are Eclipsites. What did you say? You've got to be kidding. All those people sitting here with me are Eclipsites. Respected members of the jury, I thank you for your assistance. You served not only as witnesses today, but as my knights in the execution of justice. By the power vested in the Hall of Justice, arrest those criminals. Indeed, if this is Schwab's trump card, they won't be easy to deal with. Resorting to violence all because you lost in court? How petty. This isn't good. The Hall of Justice suits their fighting style better. We'll be surrounded in no time. We were right, Schwab. How could you let evil triumph in the House of Justice? Let it go, Lane. Justice always sides with the winner, and we're fighting an uphill battle here. We need to escape while we can. She's right. Now get moving. This way, hurry. Phew. the events are getting longer and longer. Okay, 4 strong Eclipsites. Although they look like ordinary jury members, they plaster headgears on their heads, make them look very suspicious. It turns out to be Eclipsites hiding under them. The confusing thing is that they seem to be following someone's instructions. Whenever one of the 4 knights is attacked or recovers HP, the other knights will take the same amount of damage or recover the same amount of HP. Carefully observe the position of the 4 knights and act with caution. Okay. They have very simple area of attack. No, wait. That should get... Oh, no, that's not going to get rid of 2 of them. Here I thought. Okay, so I should be attacking the thunder one. Right, because I'm using a... Yeah, I'm using a forest team, so this one is weak to my attacks. Okay, makes sense. And they do some teleporting around. Okay, teleport closer. Or maybe not. Okay, apparently they also have some ranged attacks. Okay, that should be easy. Yeah. Unless the boss has a second form. This will do the trick. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Fun mechanic. Could use to be a little harder. High above our heads, our love floats like a cloud. Hidden just behind a veil, our love is so proud. From afar we wonder what beauty lies inside. To see our love bloom is a wish we cannot hide. I hear they're going to pop the moon balloon today. Do you think it's true? Of course they are. That's the whole reason we've gathered here today. They say the balloon is filled with all kinds of things, like flowers, paper, crafts, and even different colored bubbles. That sounds even better than fireworks. A perfect tribute to the power of love. Huh? It looks like a crowd of people is running out of the Hall of Justice. Wonder what they're doing. Heh, I finally managed to escape. We can't relax just yet. They're gonna catch up any second now. Persistent monsters, aren't they? Do they intend to chase us all the way to Umbreton? Wait, it looks like a parade is heading this way. Now of all times. We can't just run away now. The Eclipsites will attack those people if we do. That's right. We'll have to defeat them here and now. And Jess, can you warn the parade and have them evacuate the area? Sure, leave it to me. They came to see a show, the likes of which they had never before witnessed. Do you really have the heart to rob them of such a highly anticipated experience? How dare you make jokes at a time like this? I was being entirely serious, Matthew. All I want is to give the people the show they've been dying to see. A grandiose finale to this farce of a celebration. This way, everyone. Quickly now. The show is just about to start. Schwab, what is the meaning of this? He's trying to ruin the celebration. Those people are in danger. They're rushing over. Don't let them get near the Eclipsites.
Don't worry, I'll protect them.
Why so serious? It's nothing more than a show, after all.
Now that I recall, isn't the moon balloon supposed to explode today? I wonder what we'll find hiding inside that ridiculous floating monument to love when it does.
Don't tell me you... Behold the fruits of your ludicrous beliefs. And it just fucking blew up. Wow! Watch out, everyone! Hey, what's this floating down on us?
The gifts from ancient festivals. My clover bouquets. What are these?
Are these dead flowers?
Yes, dead roses to be exact. The sky is full of dead flowers.
What an ugly sight. I feel awful just seeing it. Is it really how the moon balloon's bursting was supposed to go?
Indeed it is. Not another step, Schwab.
What's the matter, Judge Tina?
Is this not the very picture of love? A beauty we can only imagine when we turn our eyes away from what lies within. Like the moon in the night sky, it captivates us with its mysterious distant beauty. Its allure draws strength from the unknown, from the people's ignorance of its true nature. And now everyone has witnessed it for themselves. This is the true meaning of your so-called love. All that remains after the excitement and absurdity die down in a world left in shambles is a world left in shambles. And from this day onwards, no one will see the moon for its beauty ever again. Well, he's right about one thing. I never want to see that stupid balloon again. No kidding. Whose idea was it filled with dead flowers? It was basically just a floating bag of garbage. Enough of your fallacious rhetoric. You were the one who changed the contents of the balloon, weren't you?
I never touched the contents of the balloon. All I did was remove the luminatics surrounding it.
You... Don't look at me like that. You were the one who wanted to lie to the masses by preserving those flowers with lumina. All I did was uncover the truth. Beauty is only appreciated when someone bears responsibility for ugliness. Just like those starry-eyed maidens who chase after me with their promises of love, they have no idea how much I suffer because of their flights of fancy. Is this really what love is? Something so overwhelming that it creates burdens for others? It seems you are finally beginning to understand my message. Could it be that I made the same kind of mistake?
That's not it at all, Tina. Don't let Schwab's misconceptions fool you.
Huh?
How could this truth possibly take precedence over other people's experiences? Just like any other emotion, we all feel love in our own ways. I may not know the truth behind the concept of love, but just seeing how happy everyone is during events like this is enough for me. And besides, I don't think Schwab has ever truly experienced love for himself. What right does he have to tell everyone else how to feel about it?
You... Of course I've never felt love before. How could I possibly allow myself to feel such a disgusting emotion? Yeah, you're right, Angius. There's no truth to what he's saying at all. He's just fixated on the worst possible outcome. What's more, there's nothing wrong with imagining the beauty of love either. Love isn't something that can be decided in court, so who are we to pass judgment on it? Whether it's a confession of love or loving someone from afar, coming together or parting ways, all these experiences are valid expressions of love. Schwab, you have no idea what love truly means. Huh, you may be right in saying that I don't understand the meaning of love, nor do I understand why you people would go to such lengths to pursue it. To me, love is nothing more than a hindrance, a parasitic emotion that shatters my peace and invites others to meddle in my life. No, its foul influence extends far beyond just my life. It threatens my career and ability to carry out my duties. It threatens the very balance of all Lumopolis. What makes you say that? Just look at the people around us. Even the slightest hint of emotion can make them abandon all reason. Those self-same emotions lead to the establishment of this mockery known as the Romance Division. What has love truly done for us, Aside from giving criminals a chance to escape punishment, it leads us to charge innocent people with crimes they never committed. It desecrates the centuries-old laws that have held Lumopolis together throughout its glorious history. For this reason, I choose to wield the full strength of the law against this accursed wave of love that takes our first city. All that I've done, I do with the sole purpose of eliminating love as a factor in the execution of justice. I needed jurors whose views aligned with my own, whose judgment wouldn't be poisoned by any unnecessary emotion. Thankfully, these hideous monsters were more than capable of filling those roles. So that's what he was thinking all along? To justify one's own paranoia in such a way, this kind of person is far more terrifying than any infamy-seeking criminal. But let us bring this pointless conversation about love to a close.
Instead, let us direct our attention to the case at hand. After all, you're all guilty in the eyes of the court. Hey, look over there! Eclipsites are pouring from inside the Hall of Justice. This day can't get any crazier. Run away! Looks like Schwab is taking the offensive again. He's insane if he thinks he can summon Eclipsites in front of the public. The guards will have him in shackles soon enough. For now, we still need to take control of the situation and ensure no civilians are harmed by his actions. Say that, but those masked Eclipsites won't be easy to deal with. Let me handle them. On my honor, and the honor of the Campbell family. Behold the power of the divine hand. Oh, what's with this Lumina? An attack like this might be enough to... Yawn. Huh? Hey, why are you yawning at a time like this? Sorry, but I'm already past my limit for today. Take them 4 nights. Wait, time out, this isn't fair. Snap out of it, Tina, hey. Behold the power of the divine hand. She fell asleep before the fight even started. What should we do? This is no place to take a nap. Wake up, Tina, the enemy is about to attack. Stars, I see stars on your head, Lane. This is no time for stargazing, get ready for battle. Sorry, but I can't. Here, just eat this. Is that chocolate? This isn't the time for snacks either, Lane. I'm... What do you do? They're right in front of us now. I'm perfectly awake now. Huh? Talk about a power nap? When it comes to winning someone's heart, you have to rely on more than just one strategy. Let me show you how it's done. What's that? Did you already forget? You and the others are the ones who showed me in the first place. There are lots of ways to pursue a romantic interest, including a confession. You're right or wrong, Elaine. Getting the other person's full attention is the first step and one of the most important. Draw the monsters away from the crowd. I'm sorry, what? Alright, you masked monsters, take this. I believe the divine hand managed to get your undivided attention, yes? They won't even leave a scratch on my knights with this level of power. Don't stop attacking. Judge Matthew was the one who showed me what to do next. You still remember, right? People can rely solely on taking the initiative. They also need to learn the art of concealment. And justly so. I'll cover you, Tina. Quickly, let's take cover behind that wall. Ready to give up after such a minor setback? Your love truly is fragile. Weren't you saying just now that you wanted to protect people? I knew it. They can't find us. I think those masks they're wearing might be their weak points. You may be right. Let's take a look at what lies beneath their disguises. This is where the third method comes into play. To find the right balance between pressing forward and stepping back. Reconnaissance. We need to understand the other person as much as possible before taking that final step. We just need to find their weakness and deal the decisive blow to end all this. So let's start by attacking their masks. Now's our chance. Attack! What are those things made of? Looks like breaking those masks won't be as easy as we thought. Oh, if only you could see the stupid looks on your faces. Did you honestly believe you could harm my knights with such pathetic attack? Even when it all seems so hopeless, there's still a chance for love to prevail. At this point, tricks and strategies are out of the question. All that's left to do... Now, Tina, show the world what's in your heart. That's right. I'll take every ounce of my sincerity and use it to land the final blow. Divine splendor. She did it! She blew the masks right off those Eclipsites. How could this be? My knights. Push forward, my knights. You cannot fail me now, not when justice is yet to be served. It's over, Schwab. Just like you, they don't feel things like love or loyalty. All they can do is mindlessly follow orders. As you are now, you could never hope to overcome the raw power of our emotions. Even now, you insist on spouting on about your feelings. She's right, you know. As for justice not being served, you don't have to worry about that anymore. With how things have turned out, the Hall of Justice will definitely take this case much more seriously. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Chief Judge Iridon presided over the entire thing. I'm sure she'll serve you the justice you want so badly, Schwab. Serve me? No, this can't be. I'm innocent, I tell you, no one can pass judgment on me. That's not for you to decide. Of course it is, you fool, I'm the Chief Judge. The status isn't for you to decide anymore either. Rotten! The city and its laws are rotten to the core now. Out of my way, my father will hear about this. Mark my words, the Salar family will not rest until true justice is meted out. How shameful of you, Schwab. Running home to Daddy when things don't go your way. What a disgrace. I said out of my way. Who was it? Who struck me just now? It was me. And unless you come with us peacefully to the Hall of Justice, there will be more when that came from. Lane, you fool. Do you have any idea what you've just done, you wretched commoner? It was for your own good. You might not have made it to the trial if Tina had hit you instead. It's true. You all... And well done, everyone. The Women's Division's employees are still on the clock. Come, it's time to return to our duties. I guess we still have a lot of work for today, huh? Oh, thank goodness, a sofa. Hey, keep your filthy hands off me. I will not be shoved around about like some common criminal. Whoa, they're finally taking Schwab into custody. Looks like everything worked out in the end, huh? Indeed, Schwab has much to answer for. His punishment would be a light one. While his actions did not result in any real damage, they were still in direct violation of Lumopolis' laws. Should he ever choose to manipulate Eclipsites like this again, I don't dare imagine the consequences. I don't think he will. After all, his real enemy was love all along. Ha 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 ha. That's true. His hatred for the concept of love drove him to such extremes, not anyone or anything else in particular. At the very least, he was able to deliver his misguided message thanks to that sham of a trial and the stunt with the moon balloon. Yeah, I'd say this case is as good as closed. I never would have guessed that such a small incident would end in such a crazy way. Neither would I, but it's finally over. All that remains is to hear one final verdict. Yep, let's go find some good seats. Can't wait to hear what the judge has to say about this. Is something the matter, sister? It's over. Why are you crying? The people are gone, and so is the balloon. My flowers and clovers, it's all over. I'm sorry, sister, but it wasn't your fault. It was Schwab's. Even so, it's all over now. Lumopolis' wave of love has finally receded. And a medallion. Fuck! Event ended. So... yeah, so we won't be able to see the epilogue. Shit. Well, I can at least buy Matthew, so... if that's of any consolation. An extremely talented judge of the Luma Hall of Justice who doesn't have much ambition and only wants to live a happy and wealthy ordinary life. Matthew, Gospel of Purity. And Matthew's potentials. And special flares. What else do we have? Some furniture. And a star crest. And some other stuff that I will buy on a later date. Man, this sucks. What's this love on trial, though? Oh, actual trial. Not everyone gets to work in the Hall of Justice. I would definitely make the most of this opportunity if I were you. Tap here to go to the Hall of Justice and see what cases are waiting for you. Cases can have different endings depending on how the trial goes. If you get stuck while investigating, you can go to case records and choose a corresponding story selection point to make different decisions. You'll definitely be rewarded for your hard work. Complete stories to unlock endings and meet various conditions to claim badges and rewards here. And event info. Oh, so it's like... whatchamacallit? The Judge visual novel. Silence please, everyone. A despicable theft of the worst kind has just occurred within the Hall of Justice today. I shall be presiding as a judge over this vile case. I swear to honor my superiors by upholding the law and passing fair and unbiased judgment to the best of my abilities. White Knight up high, court is now in session. To begin, who should be the first to speak? I was so nervous just now that my mind's gone completely blind. Wow, they really made Angel a fully fledged judge. Why is she staring in my direction? Guess it doesn't matter. As her friend, I should do whatever I can to encourage her. Let's wave at her. Angius? Oh, right. Let us begin by inviting Angius, the suspect in this case, to stand before the court. Uh-huh. When did I become a suspect? I only came to the Luma Hall of Justice because I was invited here. Silence! Please observe the court's rules and answer my questions with honesty and to the best of your knowledge. Angela looks so serious sitting in the center of the judge's bench. Her wide wings blend perfectly against that holy-looking background. It's bad enough that I'm being pushed into the witness stand, but that look she's giving me, she really does think I'm a suspect. I have to say something to her. I want to yell in front of the bottom of my heart. Objection! Overruled. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do it on my own. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. My throat is a little sore. A fair bit sore, actually. And I'm hungry, and yeah. I have 2 days to do that. As for the... whatchamacallit, the epilogue, I did see some people upload just the story itself from Alchemy Stars on YouTube. So if you search Confess Before the Gavel Strikes, you'll be able to find the epilogue, no problem. And I will do the exact same thing because I want to know what's gonna happen, of course. Now I want to max out my special star flares, and at the end of the stream we're gonna do some pulling. Yeah, rip. Something similar happened to me during the Valhalla collab with Girls Frontline, unfortunately. I really need to get it into my head that I should be going through those events like at least a week before they end. That's gonna be a 5-star. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and now for Whirling Paladin, Lane. That's a 6-star. Is it gonna be Lane? And a 5-star. Ophina. Benny and Kuro. That's the 5-star, okay. 6-star. And there's Lane. There we go. He came home really fast.
はじめまして。白夜城の裁判官、ラインと申します。この場においても、己の正義を貫く所存です。もし失礼がありましたら、どうぞご容赦ください。
Okay. That's Lane acquired. And now I have 20 more pulls. Yes, I'm having fun, sure. Sure. Have the 5 stars. Now I have 20 more pulls for Tina the Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, easy Lane. That's gonna be a 5-star. I forgot their names. Oh, Kayano and Cody. Or Cordy. And the final temple. Four-star. Yeah. Oh well. I will remain Tina-less. And the last pull is a 3-star. Tiny one. And no more pulls for me. Unless I get some daily pulls, then I will of course keep pulling. But that will of course happen off stream. I probably got some breakthrough potentials of them, but I think the yellow dot is about Lane. There he is. An upright judge of Lumopolis who hates all evils and he always treats others equally. At the same time, he has a stubborn and aloof side. He's a detonator. Selects 1 tile from 4 tiles in a cross shape at the current location and deals 100% damage to 2 rows in a fan shape in this direction. Okay, that seems strong. And a radial chain combo. And his maximum ascension. He has a Pegasus, a mechanical Pegasus. Okay, that's a cool E2 art. E3. A3. I'm all the terms. E3 is Arknights, A3 is Alchemy Stars. And some Momotok with him. Hello, I am Lane, a judge from Lumopolis, but I shall suspend that identity here in favor of working for you as an individual. However, that does not mean I will stop serving justice. I shall tolerate no unfairness or injustice in any form. I apologize in advance for any offense this may cause. Hello. I can tell you are a responsible, accountable judge. I'm still young, so please be lenient. Worry not. I do not oppress the innocent, no need to be afraid. Let us wait no longer. May you inform me of my duty. Adventure and gather resources, just like everybody else. Help keep the Colossus in order and live in harmony. Oh, I'm not proficient in combat, I can only command. I must rely on you for protection when we are out and about. Other than the menial part, this position feels like a knight to me. A knight? That sounds pretty cool. Does that mean Lane is my knight then? I guess Vice and Caroline count too, if you put it that way. You would bestow such an honor on me? Yeah, because it does sound cool. Let me think. From legal standpoint, if it is strictly unofficial, it does not conflict with my position as a Lumopolis judge. Lane? I am very grateful for the title. Henceforth, I shall be a knight at your service. I look forward to serving you. I look forward as well. Wait, did I just do something I shouldn't? Yeah, +5 affinity. Okay, and now time for some chill music and time to end the screen. Yeah, and the stream, of course. Oh, there it is. I thought something broke, but no. The list of patrons is showing, of course. Thank you everybody who supports the channel despite the recent lack of content. More content to be coming soon, hopefully. Maybe, hopefully. Yeah, things are happening, unfortunately. Regardless, thank you all for coming to the stream. How does it usually go? Like this video, VOD, if you liked it, this stream, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. I don't know what to improve if I don't know what is there to improve after all. Leave a comment down below. What did you think of it? Of my reaction to it, my theories, whatever theories I had. What did you think of this event? What do you think of Alchemy Stars? Stuff like that. There's my Discord linked in the description, and also at the bottom of the screen you can see it. You can join it and talk with people, and I also stream sometimes, and there is plenty of news about gacha games posted there, and you can chat about those gacha games and anything else you might want, and about my reactions and stuff, of course. Bye bye, Nopworks. What's next? Subscribe to the channel, of course, to be notified of future releases of my anime reaction commentary content, and of course streams. I stream sometimes. Usually I try to be on time, but this time, alas, it did not work out. Click the bell if you want to be notified whenever I go live, and notifications are also up on Discord. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, Throne, or Stream Elements. All of those links are in the description below. On Patreon for $10 a month, you can get early access to non-seasonal shows, reactions to them, and for just $1, you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and still helps a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. And now I'm gonna leave you with the music. Cheers!